Ba-doop-a-doo.
Oh no, it didn't load for me. The thing failed. Hold on.
I thought we were doing harmony.
Do-boo-doo-boo. No, the clip failed. I don't know where we are in it.
You were like perfect timing.
Oh, nice.
Scooby-Doo.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Damn him and his computer of shit.
All right, I'm back.
Hey. All right. Are you on time with us?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Okay. It's almost there.
Dude, I was trying to download a CJ clip for us.
Oh, CJ. Dude,
BJ.
you don't know. Boston.
And then Brad got in a fight.
Yeah. Ba-doop-a-doo.
Man, back in the day. Chinese food makes me sick.
Was that real world Boston he was in?
It had to be. No, they wouldn't. What was that? No,
Fantastic.
I didn't care for that.
I liked it for the silent part.
No, like there's no
It was
way that
upside
he was
down.
in the. He's from Boston.
Yeah, he is
They wouldn't
Boston.
have put him in. No, he was road. He was
Hawaii?
He was,
No, Seattle.
Road Rules, not Real World. Or was he Real World?
No, he was. CJ was real world.
Okay, yeah.
I thought he was like the Boston guy from Boston, but I think I am wrong.
Yeah, they wouldn't put him in.
No, I guess
Boston, Real World, no.
Oh, God, it doesn't stop, does it? Hey, everybody,
Wow.
welcome to Saturday night. It is The Dump. We are here live. There is so much to go over. We have Kenobi, series, season, wish it was series finale, but only season most likely finale. We have Blade's most likely daughter who's going to take over the show and show him she's the bestest ever. We have Ezra Miller with bullets, guns, and babies. We have... Not a blog. George R.R. Martin just saying, screw Winds of Winter, one sentence. We're talking Jon Snow. We got other things. We got stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we got
good.
hip hop Miles Morales in Asgard Hood.
Oh my god.
That was wild.
Wow.
What was that?
Culture casinos in the
Jump
house.
into another dimension there.
I know.
It wasn't me.
It was the Mandela effect. That's what it was. So let's say hello to everybody on the panel. We got at the bottom, but not the bottom of my heart, Mad Cheesemo.
What, Scootsy, my ninjas?
That sucked. Okay. We also have the man, the myth, the legend from Midnight's
Is that
Edge.
something?
Midnight's Edge After Dark. Midnight's Edge Radio. Mead Radio 2. Midnight's Edge Espanol. And
Mad
to
Night
come, Midnight's Edge Sporking.
Mad Night Eds.
No, we don't have that yet. Tom Connors.
Why am I here?
Grandma? What? I love Ninja Turtles. Woo! Okay, next up, we have the man, the myth, the legend, 11K.
Oh, sorry.
Were you just about to ruin his 11K surprise? Mark with a C. He gets a clap from the Spork. Great job, man.
Yes,
11K.
Yes, thank you. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move.
We're on the move. Oh, that would
And
be well
guys,
cut out.
if you're here, if you're watching, if you're alive, hug your mama for bringing you into this world.
Amen.
I can't. She gave me up for adoption, but thanks for bringing up that horrible memory.
Yeah, well, you know what she did? She gave you an opportunity.
Yeah, she did.
All right, so shut your face.
Yeah, that was before.
Next
That was
up.
back when they were just killing babies like nothing.
Yeah, look at you. Ooh, I got it caught on fire, Mom. It's all your fault. Mr. Grant Gregory's in the house. He's from Australia, y'all.
Allegedly. I'm allegedly from Australia. How's everyone doing?
You see what I
Good.
did there with the y'all?
No, you're
remember
trying to make
using-
fun of my ever-changing accent.
Yeah, well, your southern accent was... Show them your southern accent. What do you do?
I can't show them.
Yeah, that's true. Shit.
Let them
Thanks.
hear your southern accent.
Thanks for being here, Grant Gregory. We also have
Yo,
Sasquatch himself, Cousin It, Culture Casino.
Wave above your head.
What's
There
going
you go.
on up here?
Wow.
Man, I,
No, I didn't
Type
fix
of
it.
Paranormal
screen-
activity happening there. Look
green
out.
Screen's being annoying.
Hey,
Yeah, I know.
We're going to
I
have to
gotta-
show this on Monday's Aluminum Spork.
I got to dial it back in again. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, Culture, I think what it is that behind you to the right, that green screen is cloth. And that may actually be part of the problem with your keying.
Either
What's
or
that
there's something like
spoogy looking thing?
You wanted
your
to
hair.
remind it to tell you when you look good. You look good now.
Yeah, that's perfect right there.
Perfect.
I think that's like what we need. All right. Oh, God. He's in the wine glass, folks.
All right, I'm back.
I love that.
Why
I
am I
can't
8-bit?
believe.
What the
I
hell?
I know.
believe he
Your
tried to
camera's
convince
worse
me.
than mine.
Dude, he tried to convince me earlier to buy this camera. I'm like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Once I get it
0.4K.
dialed in- hey, I looked amazing on last night on the karaoke stream with Tom.
That was awesome. Yeah, good job. And next
Welcome
up,
to the show, 8-Bit Casino.
8-Bit Casino. Welcome, Jane Theory, with your bedazzled microphone.
Hello. How's it going?
I now want it in your avatar. A
I
bedazzled
need to add it.
microphone.
I
That'd be
will.
awesome. That'd be awesome. I hope you're ready for some Jon Snow talk in a little bit. But
Oh,
first,
gosh.
we're going to talk a little Kenobi, everybody. So I know there's probably half of you in there. Tatsu-sama.
Kenobi.
What's up, dude? Let's say hi to the chat first. I just see people I haven't seen in a while. That's awesome. We are Kenobi.
Oh.
Kenobi.
Commenting is dangerous. We'll be back.
Surprised he
later to
didn't
watch
end
it.
up being Kenobi.
Oh, like
Nice.
Tarkin?
Yeah, what's that? You're gonna have to
Right?
show that later, buddy. Tarkin's now LGBTQ
I'm
plus.
sorry. What?
Yeah,
I shared it in the super
It's
duper.
in the
secret.
super duper secret
Yeah.
But
Saturday
who's
chat.
not? Who is not these days?
They're all
Yeah.
baseline bi.
Maybe we're like the last ones.
We might
Bi
be the
is
last
the new
straight.
straight.
Some of us.
I mean,
Yeah.
some of us are straight, some may not be.
Apparently, there's a short story where Tarkin gets it on with clone trooper number 2064.
Well, he's the sexiest of all the clone troops. We know that.
Yeah, but wasn't that more like a dominant thing, like a dog, like he's dominating him, like I'm a man, like prison?
I hope you don't
The
have
way they
pets.
did it.
Like, I don't. No, you just say no, or like,
Like
it's
down for the stay?
Like, give them a treat when they do something good. You don't dominate them like Tarkin did.
No,
That
I'm not
clone.
saying I hump my dog. I say dogs hump other dogs to show dominant. Where the hell?
I
did
thought
your
he just
thoughts
went through
go?
a phase in college. I didn't realize it was.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Weinstein-y.
Right.
This is
Like when you
revealing.
kind of look CGI-ish, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Down with this, yeah, I guess. Okay, Gap Stargate's here. Eric K is here. Liger Fan is here. The Time Prophet is here. Emotionally Unstable Amphibian, what a great name. Makini Draws is getting closer and closer to 1K people. When will he get there? It's up to you. It's up to you. He's a good dude. Release the McCracken, who is like my new favorite memer.
I like him.
Oh my God. Awesome. Meet me, bro. Meet me, bro. It's like, meet me outside. Matt W is here. Soul Assassin is the Sporkmotic of Sporkmotics.
Meme me like one of your French girls.
What's happening now?
If someone please put Tom's face on what's her name from Titanic when she's all boobylicious, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. Chuck Brewer is here. Jin Yun Wang?
Jin Wong.
Is it Jin Wang?
Jin Wong.
You know, Jin Wang, I screw up your name all the time, but I know you know I love you. So thank you for being here. Hail to all. Brent is here. We also have, wow, we have a lot of people here. Darius with a $1.49 popcorn is ready super sticker. Thank you, Darius. You rock. We also have Keely Chow, one of the old school.
What up, Keely?
Darius. Oh, you said Echo. I thought you meant Edwin. I screwed that up.
Yeah.
Echo.
You know, there's a show going to be called Echo. Echo.
Yeah, it's supposed to have Daredevil in it too.
What's the funniest part is she's deaf. So how does she know
He's
there's an
deaf,
echo?
she's blind, and comedy ensues. Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor are Echo and Daredevil coming this summer from Disney Plus. You mean I'm not white? Does Dad know?
One of my favorite parts of any movie.
Are you serious? Yes, Fuzzy Wuzzy was a woman.
I'm gonna take this lamp and this toilet seat. That's it. I'm leaving.
And this goldfish.
And
That's
this
the
goldfish.
jerk.
That's the
you
jerk.
guys
I
are
know.
completely
I'm
wrong.
messing
movie.
up. You got the jerk. You got
Am I the only
Bosom
one here who's
buddies.
seen See No Evil, Hear No Evil?
Yes,
Seriously?
See No
No.
Evil, Hear
Gene
No Evil.
Wilder.
is
It's been a
a
while.
classic,
It's been a
but
while.
it's been too
Yeah.
long. What's the one where they go to prison? I'm bad.
That's Stir Crazy.
Stir
Crazy.
Crazy, another great one.
Yeah,
God,
so
it's been
crazy.
too
I think
long.
that one is.
Holy
Crazy.
Now you're a robot.
Yeah,
dude.
Mr. Grant Gregory. We are having massive internet
Arigato.
issues this evening.
I'm Mr. Grant Gregory. I'm from the South.
Yeah, y'all come back now.
Yeah.
You hear? Tatsu Sami for
Why?
Czechoslovakian Frank.
There's a lot of weird going on right now, Scott. I mean, right now, Jane is a white square box.
No, I see Jane.
No, it's
perfectly.
totally you.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
You're such a racist, dude.
You just called Jane white. That is one of the most racist
Racist
things I've
things,
ever
like-
heard in my life.
Not actually what I
If you
said.
heard Jane go Southern backstage, you would know she's Southern.
That does not mean what you
I don't
guys
even
think
know
it
what that
means.
meant.
I think we need some
I don't know what that
context for that.
That was a context story, and I realized as I was saying it, it might have sounded bad.
That does not mean that Jane did anything to anybody at all.
Nothing. Yo, Spork in the gang. Thanks, man, for the 2 francs.
Nice.
Hey,
All right.
Scott, you fucked this
Wow.
up right off the bat. We're not even 12 minutes in already.
Yeah,
I've done bad.
Spork and the Gang sounds like a great band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shake,
what?
shake, shake.
Celebrate
Shake your
good
booty.
sporks. Come
I don't know.
on. It's not a fork.
It's
It's just a spork.
It's
It's
barely a spoon.
it's
We-
shake your silver.
We got some
silver.
cutlery going on. We got a knife. We
Right.
got a spoon. Oh yeah, now. All right. There's other people here like Lily of the Fox Valley.
Hey, Lily.
Wow, I did that well. Do you know Lily? Because you said hello.
Yeah. She was the one that sent us the footage of Culture Casino back when he owned a pizza place, whatever that place
Wait,
was
what?
called. Yeah.
Oh, the pizza place one?
You
Yeah,
never
yes.
brought me any pizza culture.
Well, I think he sold it to Mr. Getty's or to Chuck E. Cheese. I can't remember which one.
Thank
it
you,
was Johnny
Dragon, for
J's.
noticing. Thank you, Dragon, for noticing
the
what I
hell
was
was
talking
that?
about. Andy, what's up? Who did we just lose? Oh, did you just get Jane leave us? Oh, you son of a bitch.
What the hell happened?
I went away looking for Tarkin's gay stuff.
You guys
I come
screwed
back.
up. Storyman Jack, member 1 year, member for 19 months, hop by. His sexual preferences aren't relevant at all. Okay. If we lost Jane for a reason, I'm going to kill everybody here.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't either. Well, not you, Tom, or Mark,
I didn't do it.
or
For
Culture.
me, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't even listening. I was over on
You never
finding
listen.
gay untold Tarkin stuff.
All right. So,
Jane didn't leave because she was a white box on my screen.
I think she did.
You
'cause
called her
you
fucking
called her a
white, dude.
Box, dude.
Oh, I didn't call
A
her
white
I was just
box.
going
Yeah,
too
you called
far,
her a
man.
white box.
Yeah, she's probably
white
like,
box?
why am I?
Yeah.
I don't even. I don't even know what that means. That's how bad
I don't
it
either.
is.
That
Okay.
was just the final straw.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Okay.
That's
Someone reach out to Jane and apologize for all of us.
Lines have been crossed here tonight, folks.
Yes, they have. They have, my friends. So guys, Kenobi. I'm guessing it's not just going to be
Dear
a series;
Jane.
it's a season. We just had season 1.
We here
Not just a movie, but a trilogy.
at Sporking.
Why? Yes, keep writing her.
Yep.
How did you guys feel about it? Let's start with. We'll
Tell
go with
her
Mark
I
and go around.
don't even know what a white box is.
Apologize for Culture Casinos.
I've lost control already. Mark with a C.
Kenobi-
Make sure you said I said that.
Okay.
It was just an absolute shit show, bro. I mean, ultimately, it's the only way it could have been because it never should have been in the first place. So they were trying to tie up loose ends when there were no loose ends. That
Oh,
they're
thank God.
entitled to.
I'm sorry, Mark. I have to
it's
stop
all
you
right.
for 1 second. We thought you left us because we said something horrible. I was starting to sweat. I don't know, Jane. We're horrible human beings. We say stupid shit all the time. Oh, thank you for coming back. You're getting right next to me. Sorry, Culture.
Never leave again.
Never leave
So-
again. You bring us some like class. You, Mark. Sometimes Tom brings class.
I did send Jane a "we're sorry" message already.
Okay, good. So
What?
just
Yeah.
ignore that, I guess.
I told him to tell you that I don't even know what a white box
didn't.
is.
I said, "Dear Jane, we here at Sporking News Podcast apologize for Culture Casino's insensitive comments about your box. Please come back."
Oh my god.
There was no sincerely the guys.
Well, clearly
No.
it worked. She's back. So
Yeah,
Right?
Thank you. Good job, bro.
He wasn't done with.
Good
He
job,
wasn't
man.
done
All is
yet.
well with the
Normally he says insert Bible quote here, and we.
That's if
we
I
promise
did something
to do
wrong,
better.
not if
Oh,
you
Yeah.
fuck up.
all right.
Oh, I guess Jane
come
was a
back.
white box. I don't know
That's why
why.
he left to fix it.
Well, you looked perfect to me. You
I-
looked like Jane.
Yeah, you look
Wow.
white
You guys
now.
are so
Wow.
fucking
Wow, you
racist.
guys are
wow.
wrong. What is wrong with you people for always
Wow.
reading into stuff?
That
Okay,
is
so
enabling culture's behavior.
Jane turned white, and you went, "I like that look." Wow,
Hate
good
you
work.
people so much. Anyways, we're gonna get back to Mark in 1 second because
Right.
Mark was actually.
Wait, so are we actually saying that
nonsense.
Jane did whiteface? I'm confused.
No, she was just a white box. I guess. I
On
didn't
the
see it.
screen.
But is that brave and stunning or is that cancelable? I'm
Well, this
so
is our-
confused where the line is anymore. I
I-
got AOC telling me that I
I-
shouldn't speak out because I'm a man. This has
I-
nothing to do with us. And then she's like, we need your help, men. And it's like, which is it?
Well,
Yeah, I stand with Jane. I just want everybody to know that.
Woo.
It's too fucking late for that culture.
yeah, culture. You're the one who started it. I put up the rainbow spork just to show that we're down with the cause, and
Down
we
the
love
clown.
Somebody
love
please,
people.
somebody please let Mark speak. He was saying things.
Yeah, you say things. I'll come
I'm
back
sorry,
to Ruben because
Mark.
we started anyways. Ruben, we'll be back to you. Mark,
Why is there no such thing as a black castle? You got a white castle. There should be a black castle, don't you think?
Yeah.
what? Okay, so if White
That's
Castle
just wrong, man.
if White
But you
Castle
know what,
sells
Mark?
cheeseburgers, what does Black Castle sell?
All the
No,
cool
that
things
chicken.
come in black.
Oh,
Just
okay,
remember
I had to
that.
say it.
Whoa.
Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it. Kenobi.
Kenobi, yes, please. Let's get to Kenobi.
It won't be any
Mark,
better
just a
if I
question.
say it. Let me tell you. Huh?
Would Black Castle sell overly large burgers instead of really tiny ones?
Yes.
Only if
Okay,
I owned
on.
it. But yes.
Wait a minute. I want to invest in this idea.
Yeah, me too.
What kind of
Yes,
like what would be the
quarter pounder.
dessert?
Black licorice.
There you go.
I don't
See,
know
now
about
we're
that.
talking. Now we're talking.
Yeah, that's probably better than what I was gonna say.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You guys are racist. Okay, please,
me.
Mr. Grant
But
Gregory.
we ain't
Oh,
selling
no.
no fried chicken.
No,
But I'll tell
no.
you this.
Baked
Kenobi.
chicken.
Yeah, baked
We'll
chicken.
grill it.
Shit.
Kenobi, Mark.
I heard the
It
beans
was-
don't
it
fry
was
in
just
the
a
kitchen.
mess. Kenobi was a mess. Everything happened like from the
the grill.
very beginning when ended up down on the planet. You know, and how could she possibly have gotten there as fast? She was a traitor to the Empire. How are you
Yes.
getting a ship? You're mortally wounded. You got to walk across the desert. Within the first 10 minutes, I was like, they must think people are really stupid.
But they answered that, don't they? How she got down there? Oh no, they didn't, did they?
No.
Yeah,
No.
They
They
said
didn't-
anger is a
on.
motivator to stay alive.
did it pretty
They said that in
quick.
the last
No,
episode.
what-
I didn't understand. This may be petty. On my
Don't worry,
part.
Patty's fine
Be
on this
petty.
channel.
How
Embrace the petty.
how did her braids get undone?
Like, did it help her?
Literally, she left the planet.
Can we get
That's
pictures
the
of
first
that?
I heard
Hold
of that
on.
one.
I gotta look
Jane,
up the
that's good
pictures.
That's character
Damn it, I should have
development.
brought that up.
I if I learned anything from having a like a black stepdad, you don't talk about like black women's hair. So like I'd never even noticed it.
Only
Like-
Jane would catch that one.
Yeah.
She looked just like my sister when she's hurting, boy. Oh, boy.
Before we even talk about how she got to Tatooine, how did she become an inquisitor? Like she stabbed as a kid, hid under dead bodies, and then decided to go and apply for inquisitorship.
Because you forgot, Mad. I know that she knew that I knew that
Oh,
she
that's
was
Reba.
trying to trick me the whole time.
Reba.
That ain't Reba. That's
Yeah,
Reba.
I got Reba going.
I'd rather watch an episode with Reba in it, though. That'd be interesting.
It would have been funny.
Was this episode? Yeah, this was. Her braids starting to come out. Like they were fine. Look at how tight
Well,
those
This
are.
thing was reshot to shit. I'm going to tell you guys
Yeah.
right now, especially these last couple episodes. So half this shit don't make sense. And Mark's right. This whole thing is a mess from the start. Not only that, this last episode was like adding insult to injury. It was
Right.
TLJ times 10.
It really was. It really was.
This is
I
the-
I never thought I'd see something that would be worse than The Last Jedi, but I swear this one is.
It is
Ooh.
for
Yeah.
for canon killing. It is worse.
Okay.
I mean, at
Yeah.
least they were killing future Luke Skywalker. This is killing past Kenobi, like not even present Kenobi, Ghost for no. This is past Kenobi who let a genocidal
Then Qui-Gon.
Sith Lord. Move on. So let's start from the beginning. Reba guts down to the planet. She got fucked up dreads or braids. She's all loose. She's undoing them. She's got a stab wound through like her spleen, maybe, because must not have gone through a
hit
major
her
organ.
womb, I'm
It
sure.
Right through her
Her
chest.
second stomach.
It did
You
go
think-
through her chest, right? Like right
Yeah.
below it.
Yes.
Exactly where she was stabbed as a child. Like, haha, I already had a
Okay.
hole there.
Chances are, I was going to say, like, chances are, even if you miss most of the major organs, you're still probably going to hit her spine. I'm just saying. I mean,
Culture,
But
what do you
lightsabers
think?
are not
Looked
what I
like it
thought
would have
they
been
were.
hot.
Culture,
didn't
what do you
watch the
think? Because
shit.
you didn't watch the show.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, good.
So glad you could be here.
Yeah.
All right, problem solved.
Oh, you're such a
he
dick.
can tag team in when it comes to
Thank
the
you.
to the GOT stuff because I got nothing.
You broke
What's
his heart.
COT?
You know what it is? He's mad about his camera, and that was his reason to get out.
I was about to say the camera looks a lot better now.
It does look. He's back, guys.
Now
He's
it doesn't.
back. Let's look at the camera. It actually looked better a minute ago.
Yeah, it really did. Like you fucked it up while you were gone.
Kinda red now.
Bruce. Yeah,
now you're all red.
I fucking quit. I'm leaving. Bye.
And then in the
I was
in
just
the
going to
next,
say maybe you got some sun.
Yeah, Mark, please.
And then in the next scene, right, you got Ice Chip and his group, and they're on the runaway ship or the escape ship or whatever.
Ice Chip, I like
and
that.
he's swearing that it's too late. We're all gonna die. You know, the hyperdrive is busted. It's just
Yep.
a matter of time. You know.
Boy,
And
that
then
extra
when Kenobi
ship would have
says-
come in handy, huh?
Yeah.
Then when Kenobi says, "Well, I have to go meet Vader," he's like, "Oh, but we're so close to finishing it."
Right.
You know what I mean? You just got through saying you're all gonna die. I mean, what is up with the writers on this show, bro?
What
Well,
they
you know-
should have
what?
done.
That's
it
not
would've
even
been
the
so
dumbest
easy.
line, Mark.
No, oh, by far
We'll get
not.
to the dumbest one. Don't worry,
They
Jane,
could
and
have
then
just
Mr. Grant.
allowed that to be the case. That they're getting shot to hell. Everything's falling apart. They're not going to make it. It's so close. Someone has to do something.
Right.
Then he could be a hero, right? I'll sacrifice myself.
Right.
They want
Yep.
me. I will go. But I think they just couldn't allow that, even in that instance.
Right.
What happened to the
Wait.
tractor beam?
No.
There's also that. They would be dead.
What confused me was like, so Obi-Wan leaves on his little ship or whatever, right?
Right.
And they had this giant Star of the Story behind them, and they're like, quick, let's turn this entire thing to the left and chase after Kenobi.
Right.
Do they not have smaller ships? Oh, they do, because that's how Darth
TIE
Vader
fighters,
got down
yeah.
to that planet.
Exactly.
Even if Darth's like, no, I want to chase Obi-Wan myself.
All right,
Cool,
good
take
luck.
your own,
Whoa,
take your own
no.
shit.
No, I will
Exactly.
chase him.
Take your own shit. We're
You know
gonna
what?
keep following these guys.
Well, you know what my favorite part about that? They had like a Family Guy moment where the guy's like, well, we can destroy like their crew in that big ship and this whole like underground thing will be over with. Or we can turn and go after Kenobi. He's like, yes, turn and go after Kenobi. It's like, but we can
then
destroy
wait.
that whole thing.
You have your own ship, Darth. Here's your keys.
You should've
I
just
am in
said,
charge.
Destroy them. I'm going for Kenobi. Kenobi's mine. It's
Yes.
something like that.
Hopped in his little fighter and
Grant, what were you going to say was worse?
Drunk
Is it
3PO,
farther
what's
along?
up, brother? Drunk 3PO in the house.
What up,
Jay?
3PO?
You, by the way,
God, one
you
of the
knew-
busiest men in YouTube today.
Hey,
God,
Jay.
he's doing amazing.
They also knew where they were heading. They're going to what's the planet they blew up?
Hold on.
Alderaan.
Alderaan. Yeah, they know where they're going. Why don't quick? We'll skip around them and meet them at their destination.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that's
more
why
like,
the tracking never made sense to me because they're taking her home.
yeah, they already know where she's from.
Right. They could just be waiting for her there.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what kills me too is in that moment where everybody's freaking out. Listen to how she talks back to Obi-Wan the groomer. She looks at him and is like, "They're all scared. They're really worried. I'm trying to calm them down." So
Yeah.
either she's using pronouns for herself or she's not scared at all. She's the only
No,
one not
she
scared.
didn't say they, them, so she's not
No,
talking
because
about
she
herself.
saw the movie. She knows she survives.
And she's a little general already.
Already.
Yeah, she's a little general. Yeah.
Jeez,
Mini
show
Leia.
sucked. So where do we go next? So now he lands on the planet. He looks a little worried, right? He's a little scared because he just got shot at and he knows Darth Vader, the bad guy's after him.
Please let me do this one because
Yeah,
Darth
please.
lands. He
Yes.
lands and he goes, "So have you come here to kill me or
Thank you.
destroy me?"
Thank
Like,
you.
That's what I'm saying. That's the line. He's the kind of guy that he'll be playing hide and seek with, and then he'd find you. He's like, you found me.
Yeah.
No,
Right, like shouldn't
I know
Kenobi
you
have
were
said
looking
that?
for a long time.
Shouldn't Kenobi said that? Like, you come here to kill me? And didn't Kenobi, before he even left the ship, said, only one of us will live? Don't forget that. He said only one of us will survive.
unless
right.
I destroy part of a mast, then the deal's completely off.
Yeah, when I see an eye, I can't fry this guy.
I'm gonna walk away when I think he's dead, just like last time.
Thanks, Matt. I thought it was funny.
It worked out so well.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're on the planet. The other crew's getting attacked.
Twice
Pew,
I
pew.
left him for dead.
Twice. I haven't felt this presence in such a long few months. That's what he meant
I
to
haven't
say.
felt a presence since that son of a bitch nearly cut my face off. It's a good thing he missed twice.
Yeah.
I hit him with so many rocks. How did he?
Dude, rocks are the new Star Wars weapon of choice. I
It
mean,
is.
Funny there was a
Well,
video
it's
about
an
it.
Image. They just want that.
could you imagine if there was a video about rocks?
Shut the fuck up.
Don't
Listen,
they have like some type of attraction at the Disney park or whatever where they move some rocks around and try to act like it's you using the Force? I think I saw that on somebody's video. So they're just trying to tie it
Jay?
in to the theme park.
well, no. So like,
Yeah.
I did this
Their
Obi-Wan
ship.
video.
I think
Like
it's their new ship hotel thing or whatever. They
Oh,
have these
the
spaces around.
Galaxy Edge.
That's a bullshit. Galaxy's Edge, yeah.
But like,
That nobody
I did
is
this-
going to.
So
ahead,
bad. Go ahead. Go ahead,
I
Matt.
did this Obi-Wan video with the top 4 reasons why it's the best Star Wars of all Star Wars, right? And it opens with like rocks, you know, like whoever said that the Force isn't about lifting rocks, and then I cut to Luke saying it's not
Well,
about
not only
lifting
that,
rocks. He's an idiot because all
you
they
got
do is lift
Yoda.
rocks.
Who it really takes Yoda some real effort to lift that X-wing out of the fucking water.
Yes.
Yet in this
Think
in these
about
fights
Luke
with all
stacking
these
the rocks.
just
Go ahead,
One
Tom.
thing is, if you're gonna lift
No,
rocks,
it's
why
just- it
not lift
bothers me.
bigger ones?
I know it does. I know. I feel the pain, Tom. I feel the pain. Let's hear it. Geode.
That's how I ended my video. Geode is the greatest of all Star Wars.
Geode felt assaulted when he got lifted. You know?
Dude,
About
those were his people. Like,
Well, but you guys got a valid point, and Tom is right. In the original, which is midway through the story, if you think about it, prequel, original, sequel, it is hard for them to move items. I mean, think about Luke trying to stack the rocks.
Trying to
Well,
get his
even-
lightsaber when he's
Even
hanging
in
upside
Empire
down.
at the end, when Vader's like throwing shit at Luke, I mean,
Yes.
it's still, you know, he's throwing stuff at him, but it's not nearly like it was in this, where you have like,
Oh, I
like
mean-
video game level shit. It's like this is really beyond overpowered at this point. It's just they can do anything.
And the worst
He's
part
got his
is they
Jesus
don't.
moment too. He's got his arms
I
all
was
spread
just
out.
about
You
to
know
do
what I mean?
that.
Like
think
he's Freddie Mercury or some shit. You know, in front of him. He's like, come on.
I think the games have contributed to that because they're so OP'd in there
Yeah.
that now people just sort of want to see it or expect it in the
True.
film and television shows.
And we're talking about Obi-Wan, so look who shows up.
I told you. There
Ha.
he is.
I was waiting.
Say it 3 times. He shows up. What's up, man? What do we got here, Matt Chismo?
Raging right now.
Oh, that was after the rock quake when he buried
Oh yeah,
him.
when he just
And not only
crushes-
that, this show, I swear that Deborah Chow has never heard of a light.
Thank you. I was
Look
just
at
about to say the
this.
same thing.
Oh, it's dark. It's like
What's
episode
going on?
3 dark.
They did that on purpose because the lightsabers look so cool, but they fucked up on the blue thing because of the RGB and the lighting and all this other bullshit. They can't fix it. Like,
What?
If you turned on the light, you would probably just see a bunch of cardboard. That's the
Yeah,
reason why they're
look-
doing it.
Yeah,
Paper mache.
You're probably
What?
not wrong.
dude, he has the
What?
strongest
Look at
elbows I've
this.
ever seen.
but why can't
Look
Vader
at this
repel the
shit.
rocks?
Right.
This kind of shit could have been coming very handy when they were on the Death Star, don't you think? I mean,
that's why Darth had all the rocks removed from the Death Star because he's like, this guy's not getting me again.
well, it's like
he's not
he
gonna-
could have been like, I'm gonna go create a diversion, and I'm not gonna get killed this time. I'm just gonna start throwing random shit everywhere. You know, it's like,
How does he not hit himself in the head?
oh,
What?
that's it.
How do people not believe that the Force is real if people exist that can do this?
Right.
Right. I mean, it doesn't even look like. Again, Mark, you put it perfectly. The come to Jesus moment where he's not straining at all. He is pulling off a ray. He's pulling off a ray. He's just like, I am one with the Force. Look
Power
at
of a
this shit.
10-year-old girl does that to people.
I can believe. Okay, even I can believe that he could be powerful enough, perhaps, to do it, but not in this story where they've made him weak as water from the very beginning. Like,
That's right.
He should have been training, and then perhaps by this point he would be this powerful. But in
No.
this story, literally up until this moment, he couldn't do anything.
That's right.
He thought of Leia, and for a
He
split
finally
second,
got it
Luke.
up. Oh shit! I should have waited to say that.
Grooming. Like he thought of Leia, split second thought of Luke, but the rest was all about Leia. This story was Leia's story.
She's
He
the
thought of
chosen one.
Leia, and then he got his
10 years old
rocks
now,
off. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm telling you that, yes.
That's
He
terrible,
thought,
bro.
he thought of Leia, and his rocks exploded.
This is what
Yes, he
happened.
thought of Ray and he got the rocks off
Yes.
himself.
Yes.
So we're on
You
him.
heard it
I
here
mean,
first. Probably
much
not,
for-
but
So many
then
rocks.
he made the creepiest comment about her age.
yes.
Soon you'll be legal age.
Hey, so
You notice how
There's
they
so
had to
much
try to
creepy
they had to
stuff
try
in
to
here.
put that little
So
piece
much.
of Luke in there. You know, that when he was
Phrasing.
like getting inspired and everything, we had to see that, you know, the image we all saw in the trailer that
Right.
they've done to death. Because God knows that poor kid who played Luke he must have got like 50 cents to be in this show, man.
screwed, dude.
Well, of all
Screwed.
the canon breaking shit that's in the show, I think that's the one that finally just made me throw my arms up and go, "Fuck this!"
Yeah.
When you got the end of the show, and Obi-Wan and Owen are talking, that part's kind of fine. It's all of a sudden when he's like, "You want to meet him?"
Yeah.
It's like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing?"
I couldn't agree with you more.
He's like, "No." What it should have been is Obi-Wan takes off. And then Luke comes up and goes, "Who is that?" And he goes, "Oh, that was nobody. That's just old Ben. He's
Yeah, the crazy
he's
guy.
a
Crazy old
crazy
wizard.
Man.
crazy old man." Yep, that's all it should have been. Exactly that.
Is
And
that
you
what
see
we
him
think,
hang
allow
off-
Luke to
though?
speak.
Line.
They couldn't
He
allow
didn't say
Luke to
the
speak.
line.
Why didn't they allow that kid to speak at all? That had to have been a conscious decision. I'm wondering why they made that decision. He was not to speak in
Right.
6 episodes.
He
Bro.
did scream out in pain like a little bitch. He was like, ah, and fell down the rocks.
As they said in the show, it's not about the boy.
It's not about the boy.
Well, with
Man.
Raging, how'd you feel about the show? I heard you loved it.
oh man, it was brilliant. It was shit.
Start the timer.
meaning it
The,
wasn't. Yeah.
What just going off what Tom just said,
Yeah.
what happens with Owen saying, "Come and meet Luke," or "Do you want to meet him?" or whatever, doesn't meet up with how Owen feels about Obi-Wan in A New Hope. They almost need to do a season 2 to make sure that they can try and tie up some of those other fucking things. It's absolutely pathetic. What they
Well, an
did.
extension of that is when Baru is like berating him for sending Obi-Wan away. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your fault. It's his fault. How?
It's like, what the fuck, bitch? It's like
I have a question, though. In the original series, A New Hope, I always got the idea. Now, I never read any of the EU stuff, but when I watched the movies, I got the idea that Luke didn't know Ben very well.
No,
but
they
he
kinda
knows
presented
of
him-
him.
Exactly.
He's seen him.
they present him like he's that old guy that lives down the street that your parents told to stay the fuck off his lawn because he's going to throw
Right.
shit at you and yell at you
Right.
if you go on his lawn.
Right. Okay.
That's exactly the way that Luke talks about him, and that's probably the way most people in town talked about him, right? Because he stayed up there beyond the Dune Seas,
Right.
and he only came in once in a while to buy some hot dogs and gin.
right.
And
Right.
Culture,
That's what I got to,
Culture
okay.
looks like he's almost out of breath. Like
Yeah,
he's
go
purple.
Culture.
he doesn't have anything to really say to this. He hasn't seen it.
Well, I can talk.
I don't even know.
Culture, what were you gonna say, Culture? Because what do you? I love that scene so much. That's one of my favorite clips. And wait till we get to the Ezra clip because that's my other favorite with Mark. Anyway, sorry, Mark. But Culture,
You're
what
hunting him.
do you get? Like when you watched that first New Hope, did you get he knew of him, kind of knew him, but only knew him from a distance, right?
Yeah, no, he didn't know him at all. All he knew was that that old man, you mean old Ben Kenobi, that his frame of reference was the hermit that Tom described, right?
Just
And
make sure.
it's entirely lore breaking. Again, speaking as somebody who's old enough and did see the film in the theater when it released originally, A New Hope, which is actually then called
Hey.
Star Wars.
Oh boy.
We've heard this every single episode.
You know what's really
Was that the end?
yeah. I was wondering.
Felt
That's why
anticlimactic.
I just sort of started going.
I'm really proud of you, Rhino, for holding back for like a split second. That was culture
I
taking a
gave
breath.
the time. I gave the time.
You did well. You did well.
So
I wanna-
the fact that this breaks canon the way that it does is
Yes.
incredibly infuriating. I get very angry when. So this is one of the reasons I didn't watch the show.
You're turning red. We can all see how angry you are.
I know you look. I mean, you look like Red Hulk.
Yeah, and it's. I don't even know why I'm here. I really fucking don't know.
Maybe for
What the fuck are you talking about?
maybe for a
It's,
story later on.
I will murder you. Or I'll just
What the hell is even that?
Yeah, I know.
No,
Why?
look, the whole point is this. None of this has anything to do with Star Wars. This is completely agenda driven. There's no upside here. This was done intentionally, and they aren't hiding it anymore. You essentially are destroying the original story one element at a time.
Mhm.
Ben Kenobi was crazy old Ben to Luke. Nothing else. Leia didn't know jack shit about Ben aside from he was friends with her dad during the war.
Right.
You know, and then
Speaking of that,
yeah, go ahead.
can I just bounce off that?
Of course you
Speaking
can.
of that,
Well done.
they did a really good job, didn't they, of trying to find a way to justify everything to tie it in well with A New Hope. For example, right?
Yeah.
Leia going, Obi-Wan leaving Tatooine again just to take Leia's droid back. Stupid.
What the fudge?
But they try and justify the message, right? That everybody was saying that they've completely fucked up now with this this series. But they try to justify the message by Obi-Wan saying, you know, we can't talk about this.
Yeah.
You know,
Keep
our
my
little
name after
adventure.
your mouth.
We got to not talk about it. But what the creator,
I'm going to, okay?
Oh,
what the
Luca, or
creators-
whatever her name is.
but what the creators didn't think about
name.
is Obi-Wan's death on A New Hope and Leia's lack of reaction to that. Not only is Luke the only one to scream, say no, start shooting, and Leia's like, "Come on, Luke, there's no time,"
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, we gotta go.
But when they do eventually take off, what happens? Leia comes over with a little blanket and puts it over Luke.
And consoles him,
Luke
yeah.
is all sad, and then Han comes down and goes, "We ain't out of this yet, kid." But that's what happens.
She's heartless.
Leia's not sitting there going, "Oh my god, my 10-year-old best friend just died." Like,
Yeah.
just that doesn't happen.
Didn't she say, "I'm sorry about your friend"?
Yes.
Yeah.
They think they're being really smart with bringing out this series and going, "No, we're not going to destroy any canon." They're so narrow-minded that
Not
that's
to
all
mention-
that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't have Force Ghost Obi-Wan have appeared to Leia at some point? She was Force sensitive too, you know. She
She's
could have come to her to comfort her.
Especially when she was floating out in space.
That would have been a good
Use
time.
the
Yeah.
Who do you
Force,
think taught her
Leia.
how to do that?
Yeah, that's probably
Reva.
true.
But I think part of it is that they don't expect fans to actually pay attention to these things. I don't
Right.
understand what their concept of canon actually is, because I don't think it's down to the level of this kind of detail that matters to us, because we understand the story and the relationship between the characters, and it matters. But none of that matters to them. So
We're
I
nitpicking,
mean,
that's what they
I'm
say.
convinced, based on what the writer had to say, that a lot of the show, the point of it, was to explain why she named her child Ben. Like, it's, to me,
Yeah,
that
that's-
seems more, as stupid as that sounds,
That's the
that's
only
more
point.
along the lines of their thinking.
Yep.
God damn.
Yeah.
So simple, so
I
I didn't even
simple-minded.
think about that.
Which is stupid because it really should come from Han, right? It should come from the fact that you know, and that would tie.
Traveled with him, and he
well, not
kinda
just that. It should come
bonded.
from the fact that, especially considering you could could have tied it in with that scene. Well, no, well, there's that part, but it's like it comes through the fact of A, like you just said, Grant, that he was part of the reason they came together in the first place, and B, that especially when it ties to that scene in the Force Awakens where he's talking about the Force, and he's like, yeah, it's true, all of it. Well, it's like clearly this guy opened his eyes to basically religion.
Right.
Like, I mean, he was sitting there going, you know, that's a bunch of hokey bullshit. And then he's seen, you know, what this guy was capable of, and he completely changed his mind, especially after seeing what Luke accomplished and all that kind of stuff. So you could kind of go back in your head and go, okay, yeah, like you just said, Grant, it makes complete sense that, you know, Han would be like, why don't we name him Ben?
I didn't know this at all. No, hey,
not to mention by this time he had been married to.
It needs to be addressed. That last message.
Jeez.
Absolutely not. No,
What?
at no point during this show, and I watched all of it. Not that one. The one about him coming on to a 10-year-old girl. That did never ever have that type of a feel to.
I got that at the very end.
I did
No,
not.
no.
What scene was
It
that?
wasn't direct.
Subliminal.
Go,
It wasn't
Jane.
direct.
It was subliminal because they put the language
I
in
don't-
there. They
Yes,
put
thank you.
circumstances in there, and
I don't think so.
I think
You're wrong.
it wasn't that subtle to me what they were trying to convey.
You
I
won't
thought it was
always.
blatant.
What scene was this?
Like just the way he would talk to.
Same with
The
Obi-Wan
words he
talking
would
to
say.
Leia at the end
Yeah,
and
the
saying,
words-
we can't tell anyone.
He's looking up to her,
Oh.
and that's a weird thing for an adult to do to a child. That's what it is. He's looking up to General Leia that we know from the originals, but it's
Right.
just
That-
in the,
as a
in
10-year-old.
the-
But
Yeah, as a
that's
10-year-old,
that's
the
them
problem with
wanting her to be who
He
she
also
was
put her
in
in
the
his coat.
OT. Like,
Look,
no, that's
all it
them
really
wanting
was
her
was-
to be what she was in the OT, though. Because
Yeah.
the article we read on Wednesday night said it too. They're like, why can't she have her own agency? Why does she have to follow a man around the whole? Because she's 10. That's why
It's
she
the
has to
wording.
follow
It's the
someone.
problem.
is that
wording
they're
they were
taking
using. Yeah,
that
go ahead.
too,
I'm
but
sorry.
they're taking the childhood away from the child. They're
Yes.
adulting her, and that's inappropriate.
But that's not what that's not the comment that I'm
I
referring
know, but
to.
I'm just that on top of the different things that he would say to her.
I mean, like I know, right? Like there's moments where he's like puts her in mortal danger because he trusts her because she's special.
Well, the lines you guys are talking about are more so there to kind of set up the idea that yes, someday she's going to be a princess and
I
she's
got
going to
you.
lead the rebellion and all this shit. But when you say that in that context where he's at, it comes off as a creepy old man because it's like he don't fucking know what she's going to do.
Right. And it's everything with Disney too, Tom. We know about Disney. I'm sorry, you have to take that into consideration. All the warped shit those people want to do to our children's media.
And it's
It-
not just Disney; it's all of them. It's
Yes.
just like in Naomi, where the line was said, "10 is the new 16." It's like,
That's warped.
what?
What?
Here's a great example
Oh,
of what
that's
I'm
so
talking
wrong.
about.
Yeah, but
Okay,
she's
so,
a
like-
superpowered, so it's not creepy.
So basically, like,
Whatever
he's
you
trying to set up the idea, like I said, that she's going to be Princess Leia, lead the rebellion, all that stuff, because we know that as an audience, right?
She's gonna make
But
some
he's not
changes.
aware of that. He's not, right? So he shouldn't be saying those kind of things. It's basically like in The Hobbit, when Bilbo finds the ring, Gandalf knows what the ring is. And he's like, but he doesn't realize the ramifications that it could have it later down the road, or he probably would have told him to get rid of it in the first fucking place.
Hold on. It's
Right?
a bit like Obi-Wan leaving Vader alive and then by default being responsible for the death of
Genocide.
billions on Alderaan.
Yes.
But he didn't know that was going to
Exactly.
happen, so that's why he left Vader alive.
Well,
It
he didn't
turns out
technically leave him alive. He left him for dead. Let's be real. Motherfucker thought he
okay.
was dead.
But
Yeah,
the
he's
the
like,
Leia
first
thing,
time.
I just wanted to throw this out there. The Leia thing, I
Oh,
was
yeah, the
more
first
concerned
time
with
you
the
left him for
episode
dead. This
before.
second time.
In the episode
The second time
before,
was dumb.
they were caressing each other's hands, looking longingly into each other's
Yes.
eyes.
Yes.
You know, that like how many kids do you know that's not yours that you would just be rubbing their hands, looking
Exactly.
in their eyes?
Yeah, if
You
I
know
was
what I
Bail
mean?
Organa, I would have fucking
well, and
dropped
that's a
him
problem
right
too,
there.
because they're not doing like a father-daughter kind of storyline. She already has a strong father figure.
Thank
She doesn't need one.
Right.
Maybe
She doesn't
take
need a
it
He's
down
a
mentor.
creepy
worst
old
scenario.
he's a creepy old hermit that lives in a cave at the moment.
I'd argue
Yes,
that this
Darius,
is more
they
a
were
Reva
caressing
show
each
than it
other's
is a Leia
hands.
show.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I'd argue that this is more a Reva show than a Leia show. I heard what you guys were saying before I came on.
Man,
about
it's a
it
little
being
bit of
Leia
both, I
show.
think. I think it's a midway.
I think it was a Leia and Obi-Wan little adventure, but the main thing was telling Reva's story.
Yes,
Their
because if
main-
she
their-
was a child once, it kind of put their stories parallel
Oh,
of each other and
everyone
how
was
they
a
made
child once.
decisions.
I can't believe
that-
they got
not
how it
culture.
twice.
Not culture.
True.
I think it was a side story because even the writer focused entirely on Leia.
Yes.
When he was
You know what?
describing when he was first signed on for the project and what he wanted to do and what he was most excited about, it was all Leia.
Yeah. And the
Well, and they
Reva
made
thing-
Obi a failure because his whole goal, his whole reason for being on Tatooine was to protect Luke, and he failed at that miserably.
left
and they made
multiple
Reva a
times.
complete and utter idiot the entire
Yeah.
the entire series.
Can I ask a question too about that? The leaks to me were almost 100%. Now let me ask this question about it though. They said Reva would go there, defeat, people, find Luke, have him in her sights, and then decide not to kill him.
And then go back
Which is
to
basically
Vader.
what happened, yeah.
Go back to Vader and then get killed by him, kind of like the game. Do you think they changed that after
I think there
the
was some
leaks came
reshoots.
out? Okay.
I think this whole fucking asinine idea of you're hunting him is just an added bunch of horse shit at the end.
Hey, can I ask another question? Does she
Because I
know?
rewrote it more woke and better than they did.
But can I ask a question? Does she know Luke
No,
is
this is
his
what-
son?
This is what's so stupid about it and so contrived about it is that
And we'll come back to you, Tom.
Reva really shouldn't know that Anakin is Vader.
does he
even
know
when
it's his son?
Hang on. No, hang on. I will get to that. In the temple scene, she says, I thought he came to save us,
Right.
and then he killed us.
Right.
Right? Like, that means that she thought it was Anakin. There's no, nothing to equate him to Vader. And then he goes off, obviously. But yes, there is
Well,
that.
doesn't she hear them call him Lord Vader?
Well, you don't hear that in the show.
Oh, I thought there was a
you don't
flashback. Okay.
You don't explicitly hear it, so maybe, yeah. But
Use,
anyway,
use your head cannon, Rhino. Come on, that's what it's
My
designed for.
logic would be that she could sense it, but he could also then sense her.
He did.
so,
He did. Go
so
on.
the reason she goes after Leia is because of Obi-Wan's connection to Bail, not because of Obi-Wan's connection to Vader. So
right.
she doesn't think that kid has any connection.
So why
When
does
it
she go
comes
after
to
Luke?
when it comes to Luke, all Bail says is that Owen's going to need help with the boy, so I'm going to go to Tatooine if you've been captured, if he's found out about the children. Right?
Doesn't
so that more than one child,
Right.
which I think is just the fact that she's now implied, like there's so much implication that has to
Right.
go on for these characters to come to the conclusions that they come to.
Does
So, like-
she come to the conclusion though that that's his son?
Well, basically,
what's
at
the point of kill- 'cause
basically at the no, because at the end she's like when she's talking to Obi-Wan, redeeming herself and
Right.
crying, she basically says that he
She was
killed them
gonna
all
kill
and I
him.
couldn't do it. Like
Yes.
she's doing it out of a revenge thing.
To Anakin.
It just makes no sense.
It doesn't
She-
because it feels like it's through 3 rewrites that they didn't quite know what they were doing.
right.
Because I made more sense out of
this.
this story rewriting it.
After
Yeah,
Tom culture. Go
But she
Tom.
shouldn't be alive if she can sense him and knows who he is, because she would know who he is.
Right.
Mhm.
Then he would know who she is. Why would he allow
Right.
her to stick around?
he already said he knew who she was. That was the whole trick. Remember?
Why would he allow her to stick around though?
Kenobi
He
should
should
have
have finished
killed
her.
Kenobi
Right.
should have killed her.
He
You keep your enemies
he knew
closer.
About her. He knew about her plan,
I know.
and he was. If his plan was to kill, I mean, keeping her alive through all of this is wasting time.
Right.
It's
He's
stupid.
like, ha ha, got
Just
you.
to give you, just to
I
give
know.
you a
That's what it was like. He's
contrast-
like, that's what I was talking about. He's like, I know, you know that I know. Fooled you. Ha ha.
just to give you a contrast to the EU, right? In the EU, Palpatine told everybody that Anakin died defending the Republic in the Temple against the Jedi, and that just this Vader was just his new enforcer sort of thing, right? But also, too, if you want to take it a little bit further, apparently there was, and I haven't read the story, I've just heard about this story, but apparently there was a set of clone troops that found out that Vader was Anakin, or Anakin is Vader, and he goes on to completely destroy that entire,
Yeah.
like kills them all
Right.
because they know that he is Anakin, and he can't have that secret out there. It's just It's so dumb. They don't even think about what. Like,
No, the entire thing makes no sense because I've rewritten it now a couple
please, let's
times
hear it.
after every episode. The quickest version I can tell you is, first of all, if she wants to get in Vader's good graces, which is the original supposed plan she's having, right?
Yeah.
That's what that actually makes sense, okay? Her finding out there's a connection between Bail Organa and Leia was actually easy. If she was at the temple, she would have seen Bail Organa trying to save Jedi. Just set that up.
Right.
Bing dong. Then the second thing you have is we don't want anybody coming after this kid but Obi-Wan Kenobi, setting up that he can't do anything but go after her. But he shouldn't meet her anyway, so that's where there's the whole problem with this plot goes from the begin with. Then the added bullshit at the end, I swear, has to be reshoots because it makes no fucking sense for her to want to turn on him unless you do what I said, and I can't believe that they didn't go to this place. And that is that when he stabbed her when she was younger, she survived, but she can't have children now. Right? And that's where he's going after his kids. But then again, you have to find out, how would she know about his kids? So none of that shit makes sense. Guess what? This whole series shouldn't happen. All this series should have been was Obi-Wan Kenobi hanging out on Tatooine, getting a rumor that somebody's coming after the supposed son of Skywalker, getting out there with Owen, getting away from Luke, not being anywhere near him, dealing with the situation. And then afterwards, Owen saying, you can't come anywhere near this kid again because all you're doing is bringing him problems. He's like, well, I can't leave because I need to keep an eye on him. And then he's like, you keep an eye on him from the farthest away you can then. Because at this point, we've managed to keep him safe for this long. We cannot have this happening again, kind of thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Or
real
they can
quick-
have Obi-Wan put on like a disguise, like a Clark Kent. He puts on some glasses, and then he has an adventure with Luke, and he never knows it's him.
Right.
Well, they could have done that with Leia too then.
But you know what,
Put on some
Brent
glasses with the nose.
Brent
Put on
says
glasses with the nose.
Brent
You feel
says
me?
it good. Go ahead,
feel it,
Mark.
yeah.
Lady- Hey, who you looking for? Brent says it well. Reva tells Owen that Luke isn't his son. And he's
She
like,
knows
yes,
a
it
hell
is.
of a lot more for some reason
Right.
than
so,
she should. That's the problem.
So it's implied. It's implied she knows that it is Anakin Skywalker's boy. That's why she was there to get revenge for her friends, but couldn't do it. It's dumb. Culture, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, I fucking have no idea. I was interrupted 2,408 times, so no clue.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, you haven't seen the show.
Yeah.
That is
I
true.
think it's weird that her big redemption arc was not murdering a child.
You know,
She did
right?
anything
She's
good.
murdered all these other people in the name of her supposed secret revenge, but yeah.
But in the dark, though, it kind of looked like her, right?
It
Like
did.
when
I
you look
find
at
it
Luke,
funny that at the beginning of the episode, she gets a time jump, but the rest of the story doesn't.
That was
The
Yeah,
Force
what
works
is that
in
all
mysterious
about?
ways, Rhino.
Plus,
She-
at this
she
point,
just-
she doesn't have to answer for her crimes or anything. Obi-Wan just is like, he's like a priest. You're forgiven, my child.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's like,
that's
what
not
you
up
do
to
from
man.
here is up to you.
But they
You know?
didn't care
Yeah.
about any of that.
How
They were
about
trying
you
to
don't
align
hang
her
any
with
She has murdered
Anakin.
people.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. So I guess in the show, in the canon, they are going to explain why Luke didn't know about Inquisitors or who this person was chasing him with a lightsaber, because they said that
bumped his head.
it was a Tusken.
Right.
No, that's what I said in my video, that it was CTE, you bigots.
Oh, okay.
But,
Sorry. Sorry.
But in this canon, though, like, because they were like, oh no, the Tusken Raiders are coming. Are they saying that Tuskens look black, like black people?
From-
Like, it
from-
felt racist that they're
from
just
Vi-
going to explain
Nah.
away the whole thing by saying it was a Tusken Raider that was chasing him.
No,
Again,
they
that was
just-
them-
They all look alike.
Stupidly setting up the idea or why they would have a reason for Luke to say that Tusken Raiders are the worst.
They
In A
just
New
lied
Hope,
to him
that's
because
it.
that's probably
Yeah.
a problem in the area.
Right. But he was, but like,
But he
had,
could have saw her when he just did this.
yeah.
You know, she's flat. She pulled out her lightsaber like right a fucking
Yes.
way. Like she didn't even hesitate.
Not a
And
lot
we-
of Tuskens use lightsabers. I'm
No,
just
that
saying.
would have been the question: is why didn't he stop running when he saw her?
Yeah, like, oh wow, she might be
you're
here to
not a
help me.
Tusken Raider.
My
Yeah.
question is that
but she's black.
So many
The plan that-
questions.
the plan that Owen and Baru came up with for Luke, if anything was to happen and get in trouble, was to run in a direction. Just run in a direction.
So he goes on like a
not
broken
over
cliffside.
Over the 10 years, if we ever get attacked by even Tuskens, right? If you want to explain it that
Right.
way, if we get attacked by Tuskens, what you need to do is you need to run in this direction,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
we'll find a cave about
Right.
3 kilometers down the road.
Or
But
the
you gotta
next
run, you gotta
moisture
fucking
farm.
Bolt,
Yeah.
right? but you've got to
Never
get to
look
this
back.
destination. No, instead of actually coming up with an actual escape plan if something was to go wrong, all it is run. Just run.
What Russian thing are you watching?
He's watching
What are
the
you doing?
Netflix video.
Netflix. Oh, that is a good one. Tatsu Sami says for Czechoslovakian francs for $2. I think that's what they're. Kick Culture Casino. Just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you, brother, for the $2.
You know
I
how you really
appreciate
make
those.
that joke work is you send that in first and then you send in another one saying just
Yeah,
kidding.
just kidding. I appreciate
$20.
all super
really
chats, all that stuff, because that's the money I'm going to try to use to go to Orlando. Thank you.
Cool.
Also, why did
proud.
Peru? Why
Yes,
did
go ahead.
Peru like Bishmack Owen when he said, "This is the plan.
Right.
We're going to leave. We're going." Like that was a solid plan because had no way of knowing that that's where they, would be going. She only had one lead. Had they left, her chances of finding them would have been a lot smaller. But Baru was like, "No, we're going to stay here. We're going to fight it out." And he's like, "Yes, dear."
Yes.
Yeah, but like I'm gonna hurt my hip. I'm gonna have a limp.
Right. Yeah, gotta have that limp. Hey, hold on, everybody. Culture
Yeah, it's
Casino has
stupid.
date night tonight. So he's going to be heading out soon, and I want to make sure he gets his head out soon. Goodbye.
Can I get a screen share soon?
You want to
too?
try that again?
Yes. Yeah,
That
that
was
was
it.
No,
English?
No, he's leaving on date night soon. So I want to give him his
Nice.
goodbye soon.
Let's
get it on.
I would like to say that I had a great time. I'd like to
You
say
barely
that.
even spoke.
I love you, buddy.
Yeah, oftentimes I get a chance to speak, just not here.
Dude, we're
Yeah.
talking about Kenobi. We all wish we had had a better
Streets,
time.
Yeah, that's true. When you watch a series, I promise to give you more time.
Wow. Okay. Well, you keep covering stuff that is garbage. So well done.
You want to talk about the Orville? Because I love that
No,
show.
gross.
Oh, that show is so
you know what?
good.
You know what?
Yes, it
To be honest, to be fair, what I want to talk about is
The boys.
Snowflake.
Oh, should we talk about Snowflake before you leave?
That would be beautiful.
Okay, cool. All right. Before we do Snowflake, real quick.
Skip it or binge it.
I updated it. You ready?
He
Okay.
claims to
You got audio, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
be the property of an Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is he a relative of yours? Do you know who he's talking about?
Obi-Wan.
Oh, wait. Time out, because
Yep.
Raging would know. Wait. Shh.
Okay. Pause.
Raging. Between dumbass fucking piece of shit show that you guys are watching, which I don't fucking understand why.
I'm not
'cause guess
watching it
what?
anymore.
We fucking hate this piece of shit.
Oh no, it's finished culture.
Yeah, culture's over. We're not.
We're all
watching
done
it.
watching it.
Right, you
Anyway.
watched all 6 episodes, which is the whole fucking point. Anyway,
Yeah.
No. Back to this. So, how much time passes between dumb fucking piece of shit show that you all fucking watched?
We all
I
watched it.
didn't watch.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And episode. Well, I guess
A long time.
9 years.
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah. Does Ewan and does Ewan look like he's gonna make it to that level of old in 9 years?
I don't know what the radiation levels are on
certainly not.
Tatooine.
Do you know how many
That's what
rocks he
living in
lifted?
the Dune Seas does to him.
Right?
Jesus.
He lifted a lot of rocks.
Stop dyeing his hair.
No, like
They
for
try to
real though. In all
convince us of
seriousness,
it. They keep saying,
that
"You're
desert
old.
meat.
You look so old. You're old," and it's
It-
like he doesn't look.
Some
old.
artists did a figure that was like a perfect merge between Ewan and
Can you find
older
it?
Obi-Wan. And let me see if I can find it. But like
Okay.
they should have tried to find and just do some prosthetics on Ewan, and it probably would have made him look more like the older.
Agreed.
in all seriousness though, so I did some training at a White Castle. Jesus guys.
Oh God, Black
White
Castle.
Sand,
Oh,
White
we're
Sands
doing this
missile
again.
range,
Mhm.
right? And they do a lot of duper secret testing and
Super
stuff.
secret.
Super duper secret.
Okay.
And when we got there like on a Sunday, right? And there was nobody there. And there was all these dead animals on like the side of the road because they especially birds because they flew over the wrong part of the base or whatever, right?
Mhm. Yep.
And everyone that worked on the actual installation looked like they were 20 years older than what they should have been. You're like, oh, ma'am, I'm 15. You look like you're 60. So what I'm saying is
Yes.
that depending on the Tatooine and
Double sun.
radiation levels
Yep.
and the double suns, two
Yes,
suns,
double suns.
he could have aged
That's twice as
rapidly
many
in
as
that
one.
9 years.
Yes.
Because this is the first time that he's actually stayed on
Yeah,
Tatooine.
Congratulations to that bullshit.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So what are
sorry,
we? What,
Ryan.
what are we listening to, Rhino? Before we watch that
hopefully-
show.
Hopefully the audio doesn't drop out because I don't know, it times out sometimes now. Yeah, let's go.
He claims to be the property of an Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is he a relative of yours? Do you know who he's talking about?
Look at the shock on his
Obi-Wan
face.
Kenobi.
Never. Haven't talked about that in 9 years.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
I can't imagine Obi-Wan Kenobi doing anything wrong.
He's got one eye that kind of drifts.
Obi-Wan.
Anybody ever notice that?
Obi-Wan.
Because of the two songs.
Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan.
Three guys played him.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah!
Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time.
9 years.
9 years is pretty long. Yeah.
Might be
I
eight.
love
If they have season 2, it'll be 8 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here was actually something that
I saw
Porter
this,
Black
yeah.
Garrett
Yeah,
shared.
someone we would love to
that
have as a
proves the
guest. If
ADR.
anybody knows him,
Yeah.
we'd love to have him as a guest.
Who having his guest?
We would love Quarter Black.
Oh, you want me to reach out to him?
I mean,
Oh,
I've
jeez.
asked you about fucking a year ago, but okay.
Okay.
I could probably ask him.
I know.
I
That's
mean,
why
I
I'm
could
saying
fucking
it,
ask
Tom.
him.
I found a link between him and Organa in the archives.
I used the girl as bait.
I found a link between him and
Masturbate.
Organa in the archives.
I used the girl as bait.
I found
Oh,
a
so
link.
that's
I used
ADR
the
for
girl
sure.
as bait.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did the whole thing, like where they're not even showing who's speaking. So that they,
It's
you don't have
so
to-
weird, man.
Well, I found the figure,
Lot
but
of
there's
recuts.
there's actually a
Oh my
better
God.
deal here where somebody did a deep fake and just kind of mixed the two here.
All right.
That looks
Well,
good enough.
Yeah.
And then
so-
we'll watch Snowflake.
Oh, all right.
See, at least the one on the right is the older one, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah,
I
they
know, he
just
kinda looks
mixed
like
it with the two.
Chewbacca when he was shaved.
Oh, you don't want to see a shaved Wookiee.
No,
they
they
don't
are
look
frightening.
So, Snowflake, guys, it looks like a decent show on the Netflix that culture
The
wants to
Fletnix?
watch.
Netflix.
Hearing
And
an echo.
I know, me too. It's usually the
Is this the
producer.
comic book one?
This is no.
No, that's
This-
Snow Flame.
That's Snowflakers.
No, Snow Flame.
No, this
That's-
is Snowflake Mountain. It's a new show on Netflix.
I no culture. I thought Snowflake was one of the
It's-
new.
It is
new,
one of the new ones.
new Warriors.
Yeah, the
Real
new.
quick,
the
they never
new
got
one.
released.
New Warriors.
Safe Space,
The-
Snowflake.
you mean the book that fucking Amazon canceled that I wanted? I prepaid for and pre-ordered.
Oh, that's messed
I
up.
can't
dude.
believe you're like, I'm gonna order this book, but man, you guys watching this shit, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Come on. Like,
No, dude, that book was going to be worth like $2,000
Bajillions.
tomorrow.
All right, everybody. So this
well,
is. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
just want one more.
One more,
Just
sure,
give
why
us
not?
one. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's fucking
I've seen
hilarious.
this.
Leave them to me.
Yep, this is exactly what I was talking about. This would have come in handy right here.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Really an inconvenience.
What?
It's so good.
So that's actually like canon breaking. I mean, think about this. There's so much canon breaking going on.
no, that didn't really happen.
No,
No,
but it did.
That was a fan made thing.
No,
Culture.
No, but
Dumbass.
that did happen in fucking Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Stupid fucktard head.
No, because what you guys don't understand is that the Millennium Falcon has a bigger jump
Exhaust?
drive.
Oh,
Exhaust.
Exhaust.
Being that,
Yeah.
being that it's the fastest ship
Muffler?
in the galaxy means that Vader can't catch it with
Right.
the
It's
Force.
just
Oh.
Yeah, bro.
right out of his reach.
It's not like it's a rock.
It's like-
Maybe he
yeah,
tried
if it was a
spinning it.
rock.
That's a neat trick.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! If I see any more spinning, I'm just anyway. Let's
All
watch
right.
this. This is
Snowflake.
Snowflake Mountain.
Oh, real quick though.
good. I'm leaving. Bye.
No, this is important though. Real quick, 16-bit. It's not only that if an actor isn't very good and they would need to do ADR to improve their lines, it's also to fill in holes that they forgot,
And
like in
fix
that
shit,
clip.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
that clip. Like they needed to add in somewhere. How
I didn't
she
realize
found
how
out about this
bad
shit.
that was, man. That was
Yeah.
terrible.
Because
Right.
obviously all that shit was shot on a stage, so you generally don't have to redo the audio in those cases.
Right.
But anyhow, yes. Moving on with this thing here.
I need my foundation. I need my lip gloss. I need my highlight and my contour.
Snowflake.
Bitch, you already got way
Young
too
person
many
who's considered
contours.
overly emotional, easily offended,
Fuck you guys. This is not okay.
and dramatic.
This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my whole life.
That was Az in high
There's a
school.
heap of young adults who can't even unload a dishwasher, let alone hold down a job.
Dude, when did you get
And
this
these 10
job,
snowflakes
Matt?
families have reached their breaking point. So,
I just want to know when Mad Mardigan got the job to do this. All right, go on.
All right.
they've tricked their giant babies into traveling far, far away to make them grow the hell up.
Where the hell are we? I feel like I'm on a fucking pilgrimage.
And that's where we come in.
Yeah, good try.
This is my buddy Matt.
I don't know this
engineer for almost 10 years.
You did well.
I'm former Navy explosive ordnance disposal. It's basically the bomb squad. Think Hurt Locker.
Fuck off.
Now,
Yeah.
me and Matt,
Matt,
who
he seems
survived
like he
off
was
the
good
land
at
our
it.
whole lives are gonna take these kids back to basics. Hurry up! Why? Because the wilderness forces you to toughen up.
Feels borderline abusive.
Are they gonna rise to the challenge? You're an animal.
Just so you know, I just shit in a paint bucket.
Or are they gonna do what they do best?
I'm not doing it. No way, no way.
Melt down.
I can see it now. I'm gonna get a rash, a pussy rash.
It's not gonna be.
I hate when that happens.
I just can't do it. Because I'm vegan.
Oh, my God.
Might cry.
I just don't know if carrying on would be the right thing.
They might die.
Ah, fuck my life!
We're actually nice guys.
No, you're not.
That's the best part.
Oh shit!
That
I don't
looks-
know. That's gonna be something.
It's gonna
Are we
be
watching this?
cornballish.
I blame the parents.
I will be watching that. I will
yes.
be reviewing it
I
along
can't
with.
believe you're going to be watching that shit.
along
Culture,
with,
give us your feelings.
I will. My feelings are.
6-bit culture.
I can't. 6-bit culture right now.
Are you there? Okay, I see.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
barely Atari at this. Oh, now you're
You
up
are-
to Nintendo.
No, you're Nintendo right now. Oh, Atari. It's like
If you had a
Pitfall.
red hat, you would look just like Mario.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyway,
cultural.
Snowflake
I'm-
Mountain Bros.
I'm leaving. Bye.
All right, buddy. We love you. You get so
Be sure to
upset.
check into the daily 6-minute culture
Yes.
stream thing and Tuesday tirade and
In DIY.
Sundays he
knuckleball.
does stuff on
He has 2 shows on Sunday now.
all over the place. It's just it's a
Yes.
bukkake of culture on Sundays. and then
I doubt this is the first time anyone has seen culture.
Oh,
and
I know.
don't know how to find
right,
more.
Right. We have 85 people watching right now, and I say 80 people have seen something Culture has been on.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy, and I love him. Thank you for being who you are, Culture Casino. But next up,
he's starting a third channel called Culture Bukkake. So
the next one we're talking about, because I have it in the title, is Blade. And Blade is there's a secret.
feminine.
Yeah. They're gonna have a female Blade by the end of this
You know,
movie.
I'm gonna say something up front. If this is fucking true, then they pissed off
Everyone.
Wesley Snipes for no good reason.
No good reason. And
I
Mahershala
found an article from 2015 where they actually have brought this up. I don't know how it got under the radar.
I found one from about a year and a half ago also bringing it up.
Yeah, she is going to be the star of this story.
Well, here's the fucked up part, because I knew a guy
Who knew a girl?
who was going to be one of the writers on Blade if
Sorry.
Wesley had become part of the show,
Uh-huh.
because he brings in a few of his own people, right?
Right.
But negotiations fell apart because they wanted Wesley to play the Whistler role. And he wanted to play Blade again and introduce Blade's daughter. And they said no.
So this has been what they've been planning.
So if
since
that's
the beginning.
true, then, well, partially, but it's like, why wouldn't you just fucking let him play Blade? What the hell is wrong with you?
Right.
Like, because
is
Mahershala
Blade.
Ali is not that much younger than Wesley Snipes.
He doesn't even look that
And I
much
think
younger.
people would have accepted it, considering I'm pretty sure there's already precedent set in the comics that he does have a daughter in the comics. Am I right? I'm not mistaken.
More recent comics, yes.
Well, still, regardless,
She's
and
right
if he's
here.
all game, and you bring Wesley Snipes back, I think people would be a little bit more accepting of it. That looks horrible, though. I'm sorry.
Terrible, right?
Terrible.
Terribly horrible.
But she has a smaller katana. Ooh, look at she's got some spikes.
Half
Six
shaved
of them.
head.
Yep.
Wait, hold on. If she's part
Fallon
vampire, like what if those like if she bends
Did they
her
really have to
legs-
make her pigeon-toed like that?
Look at her. She looks like sucked in
Okay.
cheeks. Like, go ahead, Matt.
Well,
were you
what
gonna
I'm
say?
saying, like, if she gets, like, if she bends her legs the wrong way, like, those stakes will go into her own leg. If she is
Right,
isn't she
right.
Into
like,
the back of her calf,
except-
yeah.
yeah, like, what if, like, wouldn't that affect her too, like a vampire? Because
They are kind of low.
Well,
They are
technically, it
kinda
has
low.
to be in the heart.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yes.
Not in Blade. No, not in Blade. If they're made of silver, it fucks them up regardless.
Well,
Valid point. Those looked wood to me, though, my friend. Those look wood or carrots. One of the two.
I just can't believe that we're getting like. I understand that there are some female versions of characters, you know, like female Hulk, or you know, there are female versions of like, you know, main male characters as well. But it almost feels like that they need to do it to everyone, whether or not they have had a you could say a female doppelganger in the comics or whatever or not. They feel like they need to. So you think about all the series that we've had come out: Loki, female Loki, Hawkeye, female Hawkeye. I didn't watch or I didn't really pay too much attention to the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Captain America, female Captain America.
Well, we've now got
yeah.
female Captain America. That's right, with Captain Carter. Now I understand that some, like I said, some of the stories do exist, but what makes it even more of like an outpoint to me is the fact that this is what they're actually trying to do. It's the fact that it is the agenda that makes it so blatantly like obvious and blatantly just out there.
Right. It
You
just seems
get
like
what I'm
It's not
saying?
it's not just that though. They don't just make the female version. It's like they have to also deconstruct the male version
Yeah, that's
and make them incompetent.
That's where
by
the
comparison.
that's where the problem
Yep.
lies.
Mark, what were you gonna say?
it's a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I was saying. It's just a gimmick, and you know, that's what they're doing. And it would be one thing, you know, like what Rhino was saying, if it was just here or there. But when you see it all over, then you know, this is just something they made up their mind that they're going to do.
Right.
So yeah,
This
but we're
is a
wrong for
phase.
pointing that out.
It's like phase 1 was introducing the legacy type characters. Phase 2 was introducing some that weren't as well known but became popular. Phase 3 was some decent movies and like a story that went 10 years that really worked for its ending that I feel landed a little flat because the agenda started to slide in. And phase 4, 5, 6 is their agenda coming to I'm going to say this word wrong. For wish. Ah, fuck. I never say that word.
Fruition.
Thank you so much. The Australian had to help me.
It really like. Sorry, I missed one too with Thor. We're gonna get female Thor, but in the process of what Jane was saying, they've got to cuck the shit out of actual Thor.
Yes.
Just as Mjolnir is about to get to his hand, it's like nope.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know,
we're going to
or
get
like-
female Iron Man, female
Make him
Black Panther.
Stupid.
Hawkeye. Yeah.
Oh, I read an article about how they made Jane Foster
Jane
look
Foster.
6 feet tall because she's apparently supposed to be 6 feet tall now, right?
She's taller than Valkyrie.
So they had they built a ramp. So whenever they're walking, she's walking on like a ramp, like
Are you
a
fucking kidding?
leveled.
That is
Yeah,
insane.
it's yes, that's how they did it. Because she's 4'9" or some shit. I don't know how tall she is.
She's not taller than anybody. If that's what they're doing, that's going to take us right out of the film.
Well,
we
it kind
don't
of
know
felt,
every
Natalie
scene.
Portman. That's
dude, it
insane.
kind of felt like they did that with Vader in Kenobi. They put him on a box in a couple of scenes.
Oh, they had to.
I didn't know there was a Blade anime, but thank you, Darren. I'm gonna have to check that out because I'm into anime. I'm pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Wesley Snipes is Blade for me, at least. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but like when I think
Yes.
Blade, I think Wesley Snipes. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
Bring back that dude from the first movie, his enemy. What's that actor's name?
From Old Henry.
Yes.
Is it East Lawrence or whatever his name is?
Stephen
Dorff.
Stephen Dorff. I mean,
Dorff.
even he, who was a cheese bag actor at the time, is still 10 times better than anything we've been getting.
Yvonne asked, "Where's the male version of Black Widow?" And I think that's a little bit different. What they did was the body positive version.
No more tight outfit. She wears the frumpy white one. I fucking can't stand that.
Frumpy
Taskmaster.
I like
What
her.
about Taskmaster?
Oh, right.
Let's just
Even
have a
villains.
dude do all the shots, and then we'll paste a woman's head on it.
It looked natural.
Nikki D for $5. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You always have something funny and I cut you off.
Yes.
Nikki D for $5 says early review for Thor 4 are mostly positive. I think people who love Thor 3 will love the new one. Think Taki will return to direct the fifth one. Do you think Takawatiki? We need a poll.
I don't
so
think
many
there's going to
people
be
in
a fifth
Hollywood
one.
that need to stop.
Oh my God, he's one of them, dude.
Yeah.
He wants, I'll burn your mythos, baby. Like that's, everyone was like, oh, that was just a joke. He meant it. He meant
Kevin
it.
Feige. Kevin
they all feel.
Kevin Feige just needs to step down and say, all right, I did my thing. Goodbye, guys.
No, because he's finally getting into what he wants.
No,
Go
I
ahead,
know.
Mark. Say what you were going to say.
I don't even know what I was going to say.
They all are, right?
Everyone who picks these things up now, they have. I mean, it's like a vanity project for them. You know, they just want to show what they can do. You know, if they can deconstruct something, they want to have bragging rights.
What?
You know, I'm the one who killed so and so. You know.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's ads running during a live stream.
I have YouTube Premium, so I don't have to worry about those.
Dude,
things.
that is
Maybe
never.
because there's so many people watching.
I mean, I do have tons of people watching. Thanks, Jane. Make me feel better. I've never heard of that though. I never knew. Like if you leave and come back, I know they sometimes do that, but not during it. That's weird.
You can also set it to do that if you want.
I didn't mean to set
bet
it to
you
get
did.
more money. Trying to go to Orlando. Maybe if there was more super chats, I'd be able not to do it.
Yeah, a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
people are saying they got an ad.
That's so weird.
That's good though.
twice.
That's supporting the channel.
Thank you.
YouTube
Well,
Premium. I mean, not only do you
yeah.
get ad-free like YouTube, you also get YouTube Music, which is just great. You know, think Spotify.
And we still get the money for the ad. Do you know that?
I don't know.
So like, even though you don't watch the ad, we'll still get the revenue from it. They say at least. Back to the story at hand. Blade's gonna suck.
Better been a Gucci
What I was
bag.
saying too is that
Yeah,
as
go
far as
ahead.
I know, Mashallah Ice-T Ali is not an action star necessarily. You know, Wesley Snipes is an action star. You know, he's
Yeah.
got that physicality.
Yes,
That man still trains today.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mark,
why
he's
wouldn't
fucking
you have
Blade.
gotten him back?
Mark, they'll
That's all
bring
there
in
is
ice
to it.
chips. They'll bring in ice chips into the Blade show.
I'm sincerely
finding
not
Phoenix.
convinced that Wesley Snipes is not a vampire. Did you see I Am Dolomite?
He looks.
Ooh.
He doesn't look different at all.
He has
That's
not
because
fucking aged at all.
He
He's
is black.
Black
no,
and
look at
black.
Eddie
That's
Murphy
true.
compared to him. Eddie
Shane's
Murphy
so
looks
matter
like
of fact.
he gained like 50
Because
fucking pounds.
he is black.
That's the secret.
Let's not forget that as far as finances, Wesley Snipes has a real head for it. You know what I mean? Like I followed a lot of his tax.
Too soon, dude. Too soon.
Oh, is that too soon?
Yeah, that was mean.
What? I'm a citizen of the world like him. I haven't paid taxes in years.
I figure out this monetization.
Blade's gonna be shit.
You're watching?
But I think that goes to what's really happening in the series. He's not an action star, you're right. And so he's not going to be playing an action role. He's going to be father figure, probably washed up. They may have a terrible relationship, and he's trying to, basically kiss up to his daughter to make her feel better and tell her how great she is as she goes about being the vampire hunter, the new Blade.
God.
Guaranteed he'll say you're so much better than me at
You're
this.
so much better than I ever could
Is
have been.
Wesley Snipes in the
And
role
her name's
or no?
Buffy.
No.
No, he's not there. He's not
there.
This is just another massive missed opportunity by the people creating these. Like these people, it's so funny. They think that the fans will just feed off the nostalgia. You know, the best nostalgia that you could do for Blade? Bring back Wesley fucking Snipes.
Right.
By the way, so
Like-
I mean, not
is
Chris,
her daughter only
Christopherson.
going to be like
He's
a
terrible
quarter?
actor now.
No, he's a good actor. He was great in Old Henry. But no, like,
Convoy, hello.
yeah. No, hold on. Like, so is his daughter like a quarter of a vampire? Because like he
She
either
would
had
have
sex,
to be quarter, right?
well,
Unless he had
either
sex with
a vampire.
Well, if he had
or-
with a vampire, then
a
she'd be
bi
three-quarters.
vampiral.
yeah.
A bi vampire because she probably
the
wasn't straight.
Well,
But
unless,
with him, though,
Wow.
yes. If he had sex with a full-blooded vampire, then she would be more vampire than him.
well, the only way that
she'd
he
be
was
better than
able
him.
to be
There you
Blade,
go. You solved it.
the only way he was like born that way is because his mother was bitten while she was pregnant, like 9 months pregnant.
But there
See,
are
again,
purebloods,
another
remember?
reason to get abortions. You don't want a little vampire popping out, but it could happen.
He
There are
he'll
purebloods
come back
too,
and
though.
kill you in the third film.
There you go. So, yeah, I don't know. And I know this is old news, but I do want to talk about it before we're done tonight. So I'm going to move on to a little segment we like to call
Ezra Miller's on the run. It's another day and it's another one. He's some serial groomer trash. Now, how can Warner Brothers sell the Flash? And I wonder. I wonder.
Why? I love that. I hope that doesn't bother you, man, because I
So
love that
good.
so
I
much.
didn't get to see it, dude. It didn't load again. I don't know. what's up
Again,
with my
dude, you
internet.
keep getting screwed. Ezra Miller reportedly living on a weed farm with the kids and guns. What
Aren't
the
all farms
frig?
weed farms if you just grow weed on them?
I mean, I guess it's just a farm that grows
Or you
weed.
don't do normal gardening and weeds pop up.
It's Vermont, which kills me. He's in Vermont. Like, they couldn't
So they
find
know
him.
where he is now.
Well, the farm is in Vermont. They said he's been on the run, but it's Vermont.
Well, no. The farm they're talking about is the place where he allowed this woman to live with her child.
Oh,
he
he's not there?
is literally on the run. He was last seen in Hawaii.
Are you serious? I am so behind on him by a
He
day
flew
and a half. So.
this woman and her children to this home of his from
Okay.
Hawaii.
That was nice.
Oh yeah, they met in Hawaii. Okay, I see that right there. So yeah, latest reports suggest
Which
that
is,
Ezra-
from what I've learned, could technically be kidnapping, and I'm pretty sure it is because they're still married.
so she's still married to the husband.
Yes,
So
I
okay.
think so.
The
It
kids.
was-
And
That's
in
definitely
Hawaii,
Hawaii.
that is considered kidnapping
Yeah,
in Hawaii.
Hawaii
yes.
has really strong kidnapping thing. If you force someone to move 25 meters without their consent, that can be classified as kidnapping.
You know what though? I'm glad they have strong rules against kidnapping.
You would think that'd be a good idea.
That's
but
a good
I mean,
thing.
Why hasn't the father filed criminal charges? He only filed a civil case.
That's
You
the
can't get
thing.
money
is-
out of a criminal.
well, there's two sides to this, of course. And they're claiming that the father was abusive and Ezra helped her get away from it. But the problem with that is you have two people who fear for retribution from Ezra, so they talked to Rolling Stone anonymously and said that the children and the mother are not in the best place in the world. They're surrounded by guns and an illegal marijuana growing operation. So basically, it sounds almost like a drug lord's house at this point.
Dude, the kid had a bullet in their mouth. They're
Yeah,
saying.
and one
baby.
person said that they caught the 1-year-old with a bullet in their mouth. And Rolling Stone also obtained video that had guns all over the place and a gun leaning up against stuffed animal. Right there it says propped up against a pile of stuffed
Yeah.
animals.
But why is it the mother in jail?
Well, at least they had stuffed animals.
Here's the thing, and being, there's two sides to it. Obviously, we don't know if, her accusations are correct or not with the father. But at the same time, it doesn't sound like she's being the most responsible mother in this situation either. So and she's trying to claim that it's the most safest environment and it's been nothing but a great healing time for her and her children. And even if they are divorced, especially if there's some kind of visitation rights in place, she's violating those orders too.
All right, so let me read a little and see what's up.
I now know where the Star Wars writers got the inspiration for Obi-Wan Kenobi and Leia.
Ezra Miller.
Ezra's just trying to draw the dad. That's not his MO. He goes after women and chokes them, not men. So
So the father is not allowed to see or speak with the children anyways, but
okay, well,
meanwhile,
if that's the case, then I have no idea.
I don't
so.
think that's what he was saying. That it doesn't sound like they had a custody order in place because I just checked and it looks like
She
it would
just-
be kidnapping if there was an order in place.
Oh, he means that they're not allowing they're not allowing him to get.
The mother's not
Okay, I
allowing
thought you
him.
meant that he already had an order against him too.
I
and
did
that's
too.
I could say if
I
that's
did
the case, then then that's
Okay. So,
See, fellas, this is the reason why, you try to keep a good relationship with your ex, if you got kids together and stuff like that, because sometimes single mothers do goofy stuff like this, end up with Ezra Miller and your kids with bullets in their mouths. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, yeah, keep track of your kids, try to have a nice relationship with your ex, even though, she might drive you crazy and stuff, because listen, man, this is bad.
You know what,
I'm just
Mark?
saying.
I don't know if you saw this article. I'm putting it in the private chat. So off base, but it's from humanevents.com. It's the value of fatherhood, and it's something
sir.
that I think is important to read for any father, single, married, two dads. I don't give a shit. It's important for fathers to be fathers.
The problem is that sometimes these people still have feelings and
Yes.
they hate each other, and they will take the kids and try to use them against each other.
Like
The
by
mothers will
keeping
take
the kid, yeah.
kids to get back the dad will take the kids to get the mom to come back.
Right.
It's just,
That makes
it's
me
a
sick.
very common problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is true. And the other side of this is they say that the investigation is ongoing, right? So maybe that's how he did get involved. Maybe he did try to go to authorities, and they're like, "Well, there's not a whole lot we can do from here.
Mhm.
Maybe if you can get Child Protective Services involved or whatever," because I think that's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
And so they're in the middle of an investigation over this too right now. So
You could file for emergency custody.
he might be trying to work on that. I mean, he might be building a case for that. See, we don't know.
1 week.
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't
want
know.
to say amen to this. Nina Infinity's 2 videos on this are fantastic. Make sure you guys check those out, and check Jane and myself will most likely be on tomorrow night with her. She's amazing. I love her, and we'll probably be talking, I think, about the Orville, right?
We haven't quite decided.
We haven't decided. Okay, my bad.
But that's true though. Like her videos on this are
Oh my
really
God.
documentaries.
They are. She's done an excellent job.
She's done a journalist job.
Yeah, dude. She really has. So check those out. It really is one of those things where you're like, holy crap, she did her homework. And it's really kind of, there are 2 sides. Like Tom said, there's the side
Well,
where people are
and-
saying he's trying to help, but that's such a slim, small.
Well, when it comes to the couple themselves, they've already fucked up in court because they had a court date set for, I can't remember what it was, if it was the
Mhm.
divorce hearing or something to do with something else, and neither one of them showed up.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
So-
it was a protective order hearing.
Or was it a protective?
And
Okay, so yeah.
neither one of them showed up, so it couldn't go forward. But that was on the mother. I mean, it's even if he gave them a place to stay, it's her responsibility to assess the location and determine
Mhm.
if it's safe or not. It's clearly
Yeah.
doesn't sound like it is.
And that's what I was
she has
saying,
to be
yeah.
the one to
There's
then
bullets in
leave.
babies' mouths.
Because
And
he's not
guns
there.
and an illegal marijuana growing operation, so God
Right.
knows
And
who's
you're
all
staying-
on the premises.
You're staying with Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's like,
He wasn't living there.
So
This was
when
one
you
of his
go-
houses.
Jane's
when you
correct,
go to-
and that's what I was saying. Is like it doesn't really matter what's going on between the mother and father. What matters is that if she's supposed to be acting like this is a responsible, healthy place for
It's
her
not.
children, it's not like it's some cottage in the hills that
Right.
Ezra
Like Green
owns. It's a
Acres.
fucking farm with a bunch of illegal marijuana growing plants on there and all this other shit going on.
Okay.
And then look at me, I have nothing against pot. I love pot. My point is, it's still an illegal growing operation, right?
Yes,
In a good portion of this country, there's already legal weed.
Right, right.
So the fact that he is connected with an illegal growing operation, I think, is enough to get the feds involved.
Well,
at
it
this
just
point.
goes to you're right. It goes to show how he believes he's above the law. I mean, this is one of the biggest libtards out there, yet he has weapons everywhere. So like he plays the game in front of the camera, but behind the scenes he's growing illegal drugs, which again, I think it should just be federally legal. But that's just whatever, and I don't even do it. But the guy also has weapons. A guy who talks against these things is talking about weapons. Like he has them. That
But
goes to
that's
show
why-
you the fakeness of these people.
And that's why when
He's-
people are like,
he's
"Oh,
never
he
talked
just
about
needs
weapons
help.
like
He needs help,"
I
I
believe he
don't
has.
buy it. This is a guy. If all these allegations are true, he is a criminal and should
Yeah.
be treated as such.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
of this pity party. Oh, we poor thing. He needs help. He can get help in jail.
In jail, he'll dry out real
Well,
quick.
and that's what I was saying too, Jane, is the chance for him to get help has long passed. And from what we've heard, and this doesn't come from me, this actually comes from I believe it was either Deadline or Hollywood Reporter. I think it was Deadline, where they said that Warner Brothers had tried to get him help. Now, we don't know what exactly that entailed or how, if he just resisted it or if they just, gave up on him or what happened. But they said they did try to get him help. So at this point, like, I think you're right. Like, he's beyond getting help. There's too much smoke. And even if there's the shit between the parents here, even if there's some questionability about the whole situation with, I think it's Dakota was the one situation with the 18-year-old girl, because she's claiming she's fine.
Yeah.
But again,
And
we
the
have
12-year-old.
that 12-year-old
Three
is the one that stands out. And then you have the fact that the parents, regardless, again, of their relationship with the 18-year-old or not, or whatever the situation is, you still have the accusation that he's been a part of her life since she was 12.
Exactly.
So you're consistently seeing a pattern of problems here, not to mention his violent outbursts, not to mention, yes, Matt, he did actually make some videos about talking about buying weapons. And this was the one where he was talking about going around and shooting Nazis.
I know. I mean, he's never been against the Second Amendment.
Oh, okay.
He's always,
Sorry. Okay, I
that's
misunderstood.
what I was talking about. Yeah.
No, I thought you meant like he's never. No, he has. He's actually made threats
he's
like
very
that. So
pro-gun.
for me, that's what I'm saying. So to me, the fact that he
swear
has
he
these
did.
weapons
My
should
bad.
be taken very seriously, because it's not that, okay, it's one thing that he's saying he's going out there and shooting Nazis. That's not the issue. The issue is that he's gonna.
That's what he said.
He's gonna decide who these fucking Nazis are, and the fact that he's gonna go out and take the law in his own hands is the fucking problem, right? Like, so that's the bigger issue we have here, is we have somebody who's completely off their fucking rocker, who, like you guys are saying, and it's true at this point, has felt like he's above the law. We've seen the arrest video. We've
Well,
seen
not
the
even
way
above
he
the
acts.
law. He has said the law doesn't apply to him.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, he's
not out
gotten
of
to
a
this
sense-
place
it's
where
not
go
even out
ahead.
of a sense, like, people are looking at it as if it's a sense of ego. It's not ego. He literally does not recognize
Right.
our
No, you're
legal
right.
system.
He believes
And that's what I
he's
mean.
above it.
He's completely insane at this
But
point.
it's like-
Legally insane, probably is what I'm saying.
Exactly. So some people think they're above the law. They can do what they want to get away with. No, he literally doesn't recognize
Right.
that the law applies to him.
Well, a lot of people, yeah, you're right. There are people that think they're above it, but they realize if they get caught, I might get screwed.
He
but
has
most
officially
likely I
become a
won't.
danger to
Yes.
others and himself at this point.
He's from another dimension or something.
Yeah,
Didn't he
he's
say something
Mandela.
like that? Yeah.
He is the effect.
He
Like, it's
can't
scary.
really
How are
convince
they going to
us.
release this movie though? How are
They can't.
possibly?
If
Here's the-
anybody goes and watches this in the movie theaters, please just why?
Well,
Explain to me why. Though.
I can tell you right now, we're going to hear that Aquaman 2 and Flash are going to get pushed back yet again. And they're going to reshoot the shit with Amber. That was kind of already in the cards because that's an easy fix.
Yeah.
What isn't an easy fix is Ezra. And before this latest round of news,
You said halfway through, right?
well, what was that? Sorry.
Didn't you? I'm sorry to interrupt you. You said last week that they could like maybe halfway through replace him with
They were toying around with ideas of how they could handle the Ezra Miller thing without completely reshooting it. And
kid
that
from
was at the
Teen
point where he had just thrown a chair and choked a bitch and been arrested. Like
Right.
at this point, they're like, well, maybe by next year people will forget.
Yeah.
And and the script doctor
Yeah,
was right. They
right.
should have just dumped the movie then.
yes.
Yeah.
And at that
Immediately.
point, then they had plausible deniability. Now you have a problem of, and this is the latest I've heard, and this was when the one news came out. I had heard, and somebody else had heard this. I believe it was Mikey Sutton who said this. That when Zaslav heard the news about Ezra, he was screaming so loud that you could hear him throughout the entire level of that he was on.
He just
So
got
like he was
dumpster
so
fire, that
upset.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, because now they're looking at this movie's unreleasable. They already were having issues with Michael Keaton was supposedly upset about this and didn't want to do a press tour with
Can you
the
imagine
kid.
it now?
And you also have the problem of they can't not release this movie because it builds up the entire next 3 or 4, if not 5 movies. Because now we're hearing, and it was backed up by another individual, I'm not going to say who, that
It was me.
supposedly Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman makes an appearance in Aquaman 2 as well.
Oh my God.
So like this affects Aquaman 2, Batgirl, and God knows what else going forward. And they already were setting people up that when this movie came out, they were going to announce that Flash was going to be recast, but they were going to try and get away with releasing this movie
Right.
and then
Not gonna do
recasting
it.
him after the fact.
It also affects Michael Keaton's return as Batman. I do feel.
Well, that's
sorry
what I was
for
saying.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Small Time Republic says, I feel sorry for Michael Keaton.
Who
and so
doesn't,
do I.
man? It's
And
terrible.
the thing is, next month is when these hearings are set. He's trying to avoid service, but they're eventually going to catch him because they're going to either he's not going to go to his criminal court cases and have a warrant out for his arrest,
Right.
or he's going to get served there. But either way, he's going to have to go to a court, particularly these civil cases that are going to come up first. And there's going to be a determination of whether or not he poses a harm to children. If these cases are found in the favor of the parents, there is there's no way they can release this film with him in it.
No.
I
feel
right,
like they
Jane.
can't now.
I mean,
but
they
you're
really can't
absolutely
now.
right.
You're right. Exactly, Scott. And that's
Right
kind of
now,
where I
they
feel
can
like
say,
they're
"Oh, it's allegations. We don't know. It's unproven." Blah blah.
Still, man.
But when you get a court decision, that's it.
Well, when
Isn't
this
it
was just in
crazy?
the Daily Beast or whatever the fuck it was, that'd be one thing. But it's hit Deadline, it's hit Variety. It's too deep now.
It's
they
too
can't.
big. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how all these legendary sort of actors, shit's being affected by these young retarded fucking actors coming in? Like you think about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, like Johnny Depp,
ruined
this
him.
old school, loves the craft, loves the art of it, loves all of that sort of thing, and gets fucked over by this dumb bitch that doesn't really give a fuck about anything. And then you get
who banged
Michael-
three, like we know of three definite people she was with. One, a girl, no disrespect, whatever. But three people while they were married.
You
Three.
can see this happening in the culture for years.
She's
like
abusive.
for years and years and years. For the last 20 years, I swear, the whole saying we used to get told, respect your elders.
Yeah.
Respect your elders.
They
right?
don't, man.
Respect your elders.
Well, there's a reason for that.
For
It's because
20
we've been there, done that. We've
20
done the
years.
stupid shit.
For 20 years, though, like, when I was 10 years old, respect your elders. Like, don't speak to your auntie like that, or don't speak to your uncle like that, or, whatever. If you get stepped out of line, you fucking get told off.
Yep.
For 15 years, and again, I put a little bit of blame down to a lot of parents out there. They don't discipline their kids. They don't, and this is where the culture has been allowed to swing this way.
Well, and as a parent, I got to say there's one thing here, and I don't know if any of the other parents.
Either.
No.
I beat
And
my
you-
child. What?
Here's the difference: is like we had a span where it was one thing where you could actually discipline your kids,
Right.
and I used to. This is the best way I can put it. You used to beg the cops not to take your ass home because your dad would beat your ass. Now the cops show up because your dad beats your ass.
Exactly.
Like
Dude, I
there's just
used
been
to
this
know my
shift
neighbor.
in the culture.
But I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
We used to know our neighbors as kids, and if our neighbors yelled at us, we didn't tell our parents that because we didn't want to get yelled at again for embarrassing our parents.
Exactly.
Like,
But there's a difference. Sorry, Jane, just quickly. There's a difference between discipline and beating.
yeah, there is.
But there's also this other issue with Hollywood,
Yeah.
which is that you have a lot of people with untreated mental illness.
Yes.
And that was the case with both Amber Heard and Ezra Miller. And instead of having it addressed, they embrace it as an identity. It's simply
glorified.
who they are. It's glorified. It's indulged.
Yep.
And so, of course, these people are self-destructive and destructive of everybody around them.
Why do you
This
think
is
they grabbed
beyond
onto that,
insanity.
Jane? Why do you think they grabbed onto this whole identity thing? Because really, it frees them from the mistakes they made or seeking help or
and it
anything like that.
frees them from the mental illness of the mental illness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me just do these two real quick and we'll get back to what we're talking about. E. Clay Thomason for 99 cents. He has a super sticker. It's probably ice cream. Thank you, my brother. And Toxic Man Flu, one of our panelists, for $20. You didn't have to do that, my friend, but thank you very much. Hail, Sporkerz. I had to attend a class to renew my concealed carry license here in Illinois, so just joining. I figured with the SOCUS, that's Supreme Court, decision, I need to prioritize. Also, Ezra Miller could be in my area. You never know. Thanks,
Speaking
man.
of the Supreme Court, I've got this. I thought this was great
got a lot of them.
because I'm still one of those people out there that decided not to get vaccinated and have my life turned upside down because of that.
Right.
Yes, my choice.
Your body,
but
your choice.
I feel like I had to if I had have done something, I would have gone against my entire being, like what I believe. Anyway, I just thought this was hilarious. your vaccine mandates are now to blame for the erosion of my body, my choice. Listen to this. I don't know if you guys have seen
What's
this.
important is bodily
Have you got audio?
Yeah, we got it.
autonomy, the same right men have always had. We just want equal rights. The right to govern our own bodies, just like men have always had. It's that simple.
Do you support the right for people to not get the COVID vaccine?
It's irrelevant.
Well, then I want more birth control options.
It's not irrelevant. Yeah, but one saves lives. You're right. It's not irrelevant. One of them is
One
going
saves-
to be a pandemic state, right? A state of emergency, which we all know laws change during a state of emergency.
Do you agree with the statement or the principle of my body, my choice?
Yes, absolutely. Bodily autonomy is a human right. Healthcare is a human right. Access to healthcare should not be something that is dictated by the Supreme Court.
During the pandemic, did you support people's right to not get the COVID vaccine?
Oh, shit. How do I answer that?
They are all getting slammed. I love
Yeah.
it.
Difficult conversation.
Do you support
Fuck you,
bodily
bitch.
autonomy in other situations? For example, the COVID vaccine mandates.
The vaccine mandates, we've been mandated to get vaccines for years and years and years.
Oh,
So you do support in that situation people not having control of their bodies?
That's not having not control of your body. Like
Try and use a double negative.
I
If you use
love
a
it.
triple negative, it might work for you. Fucking idiot.
Unbelievable.
These people are morons.
It is important for people to have medical
Oh my God.
control of their own body.
Yeah, it's good.
Culture?
For them, it's good for everybody.
Support the mandates.
I do support the mandates. Yeah.
Isn't that mandate that people have to get the vaccine so they don't have control over their own body?
Vaccinations are good for people.
But in that case, you don't have control, right? There's a mandate.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
You just
can't go anywhere or do anything, right?
you just can't have a job. You don't have a right to a job.
Everybody should have a right to do what they
You
want.
don't have a right to a job?
You support the people's right to choose not to get the COVID vaccine?
I'm not doing that.
Amen for that, dude, man.
Hypocrisy at its finest.
It's hypocrisy, man. It's a ma'am. Let's get a couple more of these super chats. We got Mad Gravy for 40 B flats. Hashtag Mad's Gravy Train. Thank you very much. TFT Meme Builds for 40 D Sharps. Hail Sporkmodics. Hit that like button. Thank you, Sporkmodics. You guys are doing great out there. Carrie's racist green socks. What color socks are you wearing? I'm not wearing any.
You got one on your cock, you liar.
Yeah, but that's a cock sock. Oh, yeah,
that's
I guess it falls in.
It's
place.
still a sock. I mean,
is.
It's not plural, so it's not socks.
Oh, yes. Thank you, sir. Culture's Sentient Weave for 40 B flats. Having a great night at date night. We have
I thought
Natalie,
you left him.
I mean, he's angry with us. Natalie Portperson's Real Arms for 40 A Sharps. Thor trailer, please.
How about no?
Oh, man.
How about no, Scott?
We might. Scott. I love that.
Can I just say one thing about that one bitch who's talking about men having autonomy over their bodies? We
Forever.
have one form of birth control and one way of stopping ourselves from being able to make children if we don't have a natural. Yes, and you would know, right?
I would.
If we don't have a natural problem, right? Women literally have dozens of birth control options
after birth or after sex. Even they got
And hold
Plan
on a
B.
second.
There's also just not
If we as men,
doing
if
it.
we as men had more rights than women in this, then when it comes down to, let's say, a woman getting pregnant and the lady telling the father that she's pregnant and she says she wants to keep it, what if the man says, I don't want to keep it? Does he get
It's
to
not
say,
your-
I don't want to keep
Nah.
it?
See,
and then,
that's the problem.
And then be free of having to pay for the next fucking 20
Nope.
years as well?
See,
You're
that's
like,
the problem,
no.
Ryan. And a lot of people, I think, would
Fuck
agree
off.
with this law, or at least wouldn't have a problem with it if both the male and the female would have a say in it. But that's going to create all sorts of fucking chaos.
I disagree with both that take and the initial take of the initial post. The reason why people are pro-life has nothing to do with any of these superficial things.
Right.
It has to do with protecting the life of the child, period.
Yes.
Well,
And
that's
we've
the
always
main
looked that
reason
way
it should
as long
be,
as we
but
have that.
Absolutely.
but that's not the way
Nobody
they're
should have
looking
the
at
right
it, and
to
that's
do it
not the
as a
way they're
mother
going to
or a
use
father.
their argument. They're arguing that we're Christians and we're whatever, and yeah, it's
We're humans.
I know, but I think when people get on Twitter and
Yes.
TikTok, they reduce it to this childish debate that people are having when it's not about any of those.
Well, Jane, it's about me.
I'm not even
you
just
know?
talking about them. It's both sides. It's turning it into this foolishness. The reason we're against abortion in general
Yes.
is because you are killing an actual child. It's not just a batch of cells.
Yes.
It's a human being.
It's a second being.
Well, to that note, Jane, I
Yeah,
guess
in a car
I
accident.
could say this. Like I made a tweet on one of the posts. I said, I think that people would be reacting to this law completely differently if it was about aborting puppies.
True. You can't abort puppies either.
Good point.
It's a
I
valid
think people would be
point.
taking it in a completely different direction, and that's the thing is, it's
And the thing
it's
is,
such a nuanced argument in
People are
Fletcher's
making-
Body
guns.
dog's choice.
But the other thing too is that people are making the counter argument basically is that, well, what about this? What about if there's a problem with the pregnancy? What about if the mother's life is in danger? What
Okay,
about,
that's fine.
You know, the thing is, almost all the states that have these trigger laws, my state included, also have exceptions for those circumstances.
Jane,
so
Right.
if having the child would actually kill the mother or the
Yes.
child, then
That's a different story.
obviously you allow the doctor to make the right decision.
But
So
Jane,
it's-
let's
you're
you could say
making
the
fake
same
arguments.
for
You could say
people.
the same argument with euthanasia.
Right, but for people that don't understand even the argument, this is not making it illegal in the country. All it did was
Well,
say
that's the thing,
this
yeah.
is not a constitutional
right
issue because it's not part of the Constitution, and that it is up to each individual state. So, New York and California will have abortion stays, and you could go on a weekend and maybe hit Broadway.
Well,
and-
the thing that I find really, really funny about all of that
So
is
there
that
you
there
go.
are people protesting in states where things aren't even going to change because it's
Right.
up to your state,
Exactly.
and you're protesting. These people are that retarded that they can't
Yes.
even add that up. They can't even go, hang on a second. So now the decision's down to my state, not the federal. So, being the state that I'm in, they can't even
They
put
can't
two
have
and two together.
nuanced conversations about it because everybody has to be divided. It's black or white. It's you're on this side, you're on that side, and you're
Right.
evil if you're not on the
Yeah,
right
it's like
side.
that. It's like that bitch at the last bitch in that video. She's like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah,
It's like-
it's
it's
like, why
like-
can't you do this? Why
yeah.
can't you have a conversation about the nuanced aspect of this?
Right, because
You
we're
know what they don't
childish.
talk about
Yeah,
too
from
is also the
different
remorse that a lot of these women have.
A lot.
You know, I've known a few women who have had this procedure, lifelong friends, and they never stop talking about it.
Yep.
They're never not hurt about that.
Yep.
You know,
And
and they don't talk about that. I think that we're looking at a certain degree of insanity
Yes.
when you have people running around talking about I'm on my 4th abortion or
Oh my
5th,
God.
yay, and they're having abortion parties. That is insane.
That's
Absolutely insane.
They're just basically reinforcing the stereotype, right? That's been the whole thing from, and somebody who was well aware of this shit in the 90s, I can remember that the whole debate started off of, well, they don't want this to be something that's used as birth control. And so you had the one side saying, well, that's the image they're going around with. That's not the case. We just want it for this and this and this possible situations, and that's it. And then you had the other side, the conservative side going, no, it should be just all together, boom, right? Well, and that's the thing. And as we've said, most states still have these laws on the books, as you just said, Jane, which it doesn't affect. This is not, it's not about that. And you have some people pointing that out, and I appreciate those people who are out there being smart about it, but you have this big faction on the left that are just losing their fucking minds right now.
Alyssa Milano.
Because it's embracing insanity, just like we were talking about before. They're embracing mental illness.
Yes.
It doesn't make what they're asking for.
They're
is
embracing the
basically abortion on
stereotype.
demand.
Half of them have never been
Because
fucked.
here, the end of the point I was getting to is here we go 20 years in the future, and you literally have what's-her-face standing on the stage at the Oscars going, if I had not had an abortion, I wouldn't be here tonight.
Right.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah.
dying, child. You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what she fucking said. Just and like you guys said, with the parties and all this other bullshit,
me.
it just makes that fucking stereotype even worse than it ever could have been.
I wouldn't have the career that I've got if I didn't have an abortion. How good am I?
Yeah.
It also it's like what Mark was
So
saying. They've
dumb.
spent years, decades now, dehumanizing so that the women who get these procedures don't realize, or they hope don't understand that what they're doing is murder.
Right. And
That's what
babies
they're trying to
babies
convince
aren't
people of.
humans anymore. They're just a thing.
Like
And inconvenient.
for fathers out here,
Yeah, brother.
who have been married and stuff, and or in love with the mother of your children, when you see that newborn put into the arms of that new mother, I've never in my life seen anything more beautiful. Not to get all corny about
Love.
this shit, but it's the truth.
I've heard that
I
from
watched
a lot of
my
men.
sister. What was that?
I said I've heard that from a lot of men. Like I've got some good, really close.
Well, it's
mates
not even
that
just that. It's like at that moment,
same thing.
that child's
Sorry,
life
Mom.
became more important than mine, right?
Yes.
Like more important than my girlfriend's at the time, more important than anybody's.
Yeah,
Right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. It's just to see that initial bond that happens
love.
and everything, for people to think that this is a good thing, or it was a good thing to actually kill something that was growing inside your womb is absolute insanity.
It should be
You know what I mean?
the toughest decision of your life, and
Exactly.
they've made it contraceptive. That's the sick part.
Well,
That's-
but it gets sicker than that. It gets even sicker than that because now, like, we just on last night's Full Aussie, we had a person on retards in cars on the segment that we do, retards in cars,
Great
saying
show.
that I'm going to get pregnant just to have an abortion,
Right.
rub it in your face.
Disgusting, man.
It is
And I
just
should say too,
asinine.
I've just been seeing this on Twitter all day. People telling black people why this is a terrible thing
For black people?
you people, mostly. This is a
Racists
terrible
come
thing
out.
for you people. The fact
Yeah,
that you
that's
can't kill.
disgusting.
It's almost been like genocide. The level of black babies who have been killed in this age of abortion. But for some reason, and this thing, Margaret Sanger, who actually came up with this to cut down on the amount of black people in the world.
Yeah, it was.
and
Yeah,
everything.
she's a eugenist.
Yeah, how does that work? How does that work now that this is supposed to be terrible, that you can't kill more of your children? They're flipping it,
And
like who's the
Where
real
are the
racist
most?
here?
Where are the most Planned Parenthoods?
Right there in the hood, in
But
the
see,
ghettos, man.
This is the
Low
thing
income
too.
areas.
They throw those statistics out there, but nobody wants to step back and ask the question: why is it
Yes,
that black women are disproportionately having abortions? What is happening
in
with
the
these
culture.
women?
Well,
What
that
is
gets
going on
with
in
the father
community?
situation too, and look, it's been, speaking of disproportionate, it's been heavily against the fathers to begin with, and I know, going back to the one point I made before, and I know you didn't agree with it exactly, but I do feel like if there is even going to be a situation where we have this, that yes, I think both parents should have a right to say something, unless one of them's a fucking criminal, but it opens up too many doors for problems, right? Because we don't have a say over child support, we don't have a say over any of this other stuff, but yet we're supposed to just keep our fucking mouths shut when it comes to this thing. And that's what pissed me off about AOC's tweet today. And I've really kept my mouth shut for the most part about this whole fucking thing for a reason, because I know this is a hot topic.
Right.
And on
That's why
Twitter
we're the dump.
specifically, I've really kept myself away from it till like recently, because I've seen the stupid get to a fever pitch at this point when you've gotten people beating it into my brow for the last 30 fucking years that since I'm a man, I am not supposed to have an opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you got AOC and all these other people going out there saying, men, we need your fucking help. You need to speak up. You need to do this. You need to do that. It's like, you know what? I've had nothing but women and other people telling me what I should do my whole fucking life.
Amen.
And nobody has ever listened to what I've wanted to do, what I've wanted to say about something, or what I felt about something. And like I said, I meant that when I said before, when I held my son for the first time, he meant more to me than anything and everybody around me. I would kill for that child, right?
Amen.
Like, it doesn't matter at that point. And I know you don't get that feeling until you actually hold a child. And a lot of these people won't understand it because they are so fucking self-centered. You're right about that. That's the other problem. I've known so many fucking people that are so fucking self-centered, they don't even understand the responsibility of having a child, right?
Well, the other part of it, though, is we're seeing in this culture, this is part of a bigger agenda where you devalue childhood.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, this is
yeah.
just an extension
Back
of
to
that.
grooming.
You don't care. Exactly. It goes back to grooming. It goes back to adultifying children.
Yep.
And basically minimizing their value in society as children.
The
So I'm not
importance of
surprised that
childhood.
so many of these celebrities are out there just trivializing something
makes me
so
sick.
incredibly
People
sick.
a lot of adults don't want to adult. They don't want to grow up. They
Right.
want to act like, so they're never going to see that the children that we're supposed to be raising to inherit the earth, they're not really seeing them as being relevant because they never want to give up their time. You know, it's
If anything,
be
they're
an
their
adult,
friends.
be an elder. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. My kids, dude. One of my favorite. I know this is
Or
gonna sound
daughters.
terrible, but one of my favorite things in the world is when my kid's acting up and I get my dad voice on, and people turn and look at me. And I have actually seen parents smile, like, we can do that. Hell yeah, you can. You're the adult. And if my kid's acting up and embarrassing us in public, I am going to make sure my voice is loud enough for that child to hear me. Okay, that is being a parent.
Listen, you know, my son every now and then he teases me about, you know, Dad, when are you gonna dye the beard and everything like that. And I mean, if you've been watching my videos over the last couple of years, this happened in the last year and a half. You know, probably because he was stressing me out so much. You know, but I was like, no.
Trust me, we're gonna start calling 2020 the age of gray, my friend. I know exactly what you mean.
I'm with it. I get, you know, but you know, I tell him this is a reminder to me and it's a reminder to you. You know who the boss is, who is the elder right up in here.
Gray
you know
back.
what I mean? Yeah, we're not friends.
Yep.
You know, we're not partners.
Nope.
So people got.
When you're 30, we might be friendly, but we're not friends. I'm your dad. I say that all the time. I am not your friend. I'm your father, and someday you will appreciate that.
But they don't even value children as the future of a society. Like, I mean,
man, it kills
most communities historically, they understand that to preserve your country, to preserve your future as a people, as a species, as a culture,
Right.
you want to have children. But to see modern Western society reject family and kids is just bizarre.
And honestly, Jane, most of these people I don't want to see procreate anyway, so I'm fine with that fact.
Right,
but,
right.
You know,
But they're trying to convince everybody that this
all
is the
joking
route to
aside,
go.
exactly. Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah, but that's the problem with them trying to convince everyone that they're not babies. Like, I don't know if you know, but my girl was premature. She was born 2 months premature.
Oh, yeah.
She was one of the latest ones that were in there. There was ones that were in there that were below 30 weeks pregnant.
Oh, man.
sort of thing, you know. And these people are saying that that's not a
baby.
It's not a baby. And when you see them and you see a kid, you know, the kid suffering, like they had
Fighting
a
for their
baby in there.
lives.
The mother was pregnant for 24 weeks, and the baby survived.
Amen, dude. Wow.
And like, to see that there was a little boy that was in there when we went in there, that he was 100 days in the ICU.
Oh
when
man,
we got in there,
we had a friend of the family, 23 weeks or something like that. Prem?
But
We're
that's
fighting
the
for
other,
him.
That's the other reason why this is such an insane thing for me. Because when you look at just the world, at populations historically, nobody looked at motherhood, childhood, at the nuclear family the way we are. Because even today, even with all of our modern sciences and everything, it's incredibly dangerous to even get pregnant.
Yeah.
Like you could still die very easily.
Yep.
So to just make the whole thing seem like it's insignificant, like it's not an
disgusting.
important part of just being a human being, is crazy to me. These people are destructive across the board, from entertainment to everyday
Government.
life. Government.
Well, we talk about some of the
over a
scary.
million women die every year from childbirth.
Well, I think the best way to
my ex-wife, you know, when she was my wife, you know, and she was pregnant, she was considered a high-risk pregnancy. You know, we actually didn't even know if we were going to be able to get pregnant when, you know, when she did and everything. We had to go for month to month, almost weekly to weekly appointments and everything. So I have a unique perspective when it comes to every time they would put that monitor, you know, to her belly and everything. Please, please, please. Oh God, you know, and that's how it was every step of the way. You know what I mean? So it's like to hear these people talk about this when it's something that so many people out here, because it took us 10 years. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, you hear me talk about my son as much as I do.
Yes,
he was our miracle
amen.
child. You know what I mean? I hold on to him so much. And a lot of that came from there. So when you listen to these people talk about, I'm so proud of getting an abortion, I'm on my 5th abortion, it's like, what the fuck, man? There are so many people out there who wish that they could get that blessing. You know what I mean? It's like I represent those people. I live that life, you know? So this is just an insult. It is insane, you know, when you really think about it. It's just such a blessing, man. You know, and
Yes,
you know, I just wanted to put that out there, you know.
Well,
like
I think
Jane was saying,
I believe
You know,
I believe you've gone through some of the toughest shit that you can go through, man, because I've been there too. I mean, my ex was bedridden for the last couple weeks, and I remember sleeping on a hospital floor and all that shit, man. It's people don't realize the stuff that parents will go through just to get their kid born, and then it's 18 plus years of struggle just to keep their asses alive and out of jail.
But they'll tell you that that's nothing. That what she was experiencing was
And it
nothing.
means nothing.
Exactly, but
That's
that's
the
the
even
future of
deeper
America,
part.
and that's exactly
Yeah,
or the world. What
Well,
you're
that's,
talking, Jane. And
that's the scariest part of this whole thing is how much it doesn't mean to a lot of people. Like, share my screen if you can. Like,
Yeah,
you're
man.
gonna hate watching this, Mark. I'm sorry, especially after what you just said, but I got to show it.
You will be arrested immediately. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
So the left always attacks free speech.
Calm down. Calm down. Sir. Sir, calm down. Calm down. Let's have a conversation. Calm down. Let's incite. No, let's not have a fucking conversation. Calm down. Worthless little sack of shit. I guess the pandemic's over. What's wrong, sir? You like killing babies? You love killing babies?
Yeah, I fucking love killing babies.
Oh, he's sick fucks.
You love that, don't you? You love that. You will be arrested immediately.
These people are terrible.
Well, I think the best way to button this up is most people need to
Yeah,
stop and
let's end it
relax
with
and
this.
remember that this isn't the 60s anymore.
Nope.
There's tons of options out there. This debate should not be this hot topic anymore. It's only a hot topic because they have made it a hot topic.
And don't forget, any state you lived in, it's the same goddamn law it was yesterday. So let's just remember that.
In the
Go ahead.
state, the other thing
last
too,
word.
The last thing on this, the point I would want to make is that there were a couple states that had trigger laws. Like our law changed the same day that everything went down. But having it left to the state puts the power in your hands. I mean, if you can get on the phone with your elected officials, you can get out the vote. There are things you can do to make the laws work for you and what works in your state. So it's not like it's taking away your right to be a democracy. That's what we are. It never should have been up to the Supreme Court.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Amen. All right. So real quick, I'm going to read the last couple of these, and then we're just going to talk quick Jon Snow, and then we'll move on because it's over 2 hours already. Jed's microscopic peen for 40 E flat. The worst thing you can be at the moment is an Ezra supporter. I agree with that. Aussie's ASMR multi-layered for 40 rupees. Love this panel. We love you, Aussie ASMR multi-layered one person. Legit Indian channel. Don't look into it. Dum-dum. 40 more of them thingamabobbers. Ezra gonna kill someone before he is stopped.
That's my
fear.
Is that a
my fear.
cryptocurrency?
No, it's Indian rubies or rubles. And Machismo left, but we love him, guys. He says, good night, everybody. Got to get going. See you Wednesday on Mad's Dump. Don't forget, guys, Wednesday night, Mad is the host. I don't even show up. Well, I'll be in the chat occasionally. He takes care of it, and I love him for it. Thank you, Mad. He has a great panel. Sometimes he has huge YouTubers he talks about on the show. It's a lot of fun. And does Raging Rhino support my right not to have a tracking fob? Let's not get into that. So, I just want to talk about this real quick because I'm so sick and tired of George R. R. Martin. This is not a blog. I don't know if you guys ever watched my show, Jane. I know you have.
Yeah.
June 23rd at 1:59 p.m. He wanted us to know that the Hollywood Reporter story was largely correct about the Jon Snow show in development. And I would accept no less from James Hibbard. I have dealt with a lot of reporters. Okay, he just talks about that. Very best. He's kissing this guy's ass. Our working title for the show is Snow. There are 4 live action successor
But where's
shows.
Ghost?
I know. He
This
don't
been a
even
show
talk
about Ghost.
Dude, what he did to Ghost in that show at the end, just walking away, not even saying goodbye to his boy.
Disrespectful.
Oh, disrespectful. So they got
He was
4.
a good boy.
He was a good
He was a
goddamn
good
boy.
boy.
He just needed a pat. He was burnt half to death. Just give him a goddamn pat on the head. So, there's 3 live action shows. Word got out about 3 of them. There's 10,000 Ships, the Nymeria show. I didn't know that was live action. I thought that was going to be a cartoon. Sea Snake, the 9 Voyages, but they're calling it Sea Snake because they're scared we're going to confused. What's that?
Hate it.
Hate it already. The only one I kind of want to see is the Duncan Egg show, the Hedge Knight or a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
But it's not finished, right?
It's not finished, and that's why he's not going to finish our books because he's going to finish that.
We have a super chat in from Toxic Man Flu.
Okay, the man flew himself. Hold on one second. Let me get to it.
He's being
Man Flew.
disrespectful.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, when is the next book coming out? Thanks for the $20 before, Mr. Toxic Man Flew.
Don't
Say
worry,
hello to your wife.
We're
She's
get
the
to
best
all of
part
the
of
line.
you. What's that?
We'll get to all of the line about it.
Yeah, we'll get there. See all this. Look where we started, guys. 1, 2, 3. I won't even count that. 4. Okay, 4. But yes, it's true. We're on number 5, the 5th freaking paragraph. So Snow has been in development almost as long as the other 3. None of us knew that.
No,
Whatever reason it was, never announced and never leaked until now. But yes, it is true. This was not an official.
I did hear some rumor about a couple other shows being in like pre-production or whatever development, but I didn't know specifics. So
well, next time, can you just be my source and I'll just say my
I
source?
gave this shit to Gary like 2 years ago or a year ago, and I got a lot of it because I'm like, dude, I don't know shit about Game of Thrones. Here you go.
Okay,
and I don't know if he
to
did
me
anything
now.
with it or not. But,
He did it.
yeah.
Come to Priest. Come to Priest, and you come to. Oh God, I just said all that. You come to me, and you come to Jane. That's what I'm talking about. Just threw myself under the bus. House of the Dragon story that Hollywood Reporter is planning. Jane, are you looking forward to House of the Dragon?
No, not anymore.
Why?
Because I'm sick and tired of hearing about all these side projects. He should be working on the books.
Yes.
And he's making me hate everything else.
Yes. Okay. So now we're on. I'm gonna skip this line. Paragraph 6. We're talking about Emily Clark and the Snow thing.
I hate her too.
I can't. I want to. She's so sweet. I want to headbutt her because she's so. 7. We're back to some more. The Hedge Knight and the Sea Snake and 10,000 Ships and all the animated shows because we got a bunch.
These animated? Who asked for any of this?
I thought most of these were the animated ones. I don't even know now. All I know.
God.
Robert's Rebellion is an animated one. I do, and
We
maybe.
But we have the history and lore videos. Those are
We do,
animated.
don't we? Don't we?
How many times are they going to do it?
Yeah, 7, 8, 9. All 4 of these successor shows are still in the script stage. That's great. 9, 10. These are all sort of reason pilots. Yeah, we're there. Talking about. Yep. All these other shows that he did. And then 10.1. That's all I can tell you about Snow. Okay. On other words, here we go. Number 11. He's talking about probably the freaking Santa Fe Literary Festival. Number 12.
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power and the Giants and the Jets. What a loser. I'm not even going to skip that. I'll skip that. 13. Another film fest for Night of the Cooters. We'll skip this one. Skip that one. 14. Talking about wanting to win things AMC and Loving Life and all this bullshit. And then here we are. 14.01. Yes. Winds of Winter. No, have not forgotten. I was back with Tyrion this last week. He doesn't even write yes, Winds of Winter.
The time it took him to write this stupid post, he could have written another page or 2.
Thank you. Amen. Amen. Jane, anybody could speak on this. I don't know anymore. I
can't deal.
Toxic Man Flew for $2. I thought the dragons burned everything down. They burnt they were sentient enough to know not to kill Jon Snow for killing their mother, but to burn down, the throne. Thank you, brother.
Kit Harington said, you know what? I don't care about him finishing the books. I want to give him something else to work on.
This is unbelievable. And for everybody out there with the ad thing, I turned off all ads, and yet they're still rolling. I'm not getting money for these.
I think it's just YouTube.
It is YouTube. Yeah, Kit Harington, man.
YouTube is crazy.
Did they ruin his career so bad that that's why he's doing this?
Well, he had a mental breakdown.
He did.
He was in rehab for a while.
In my state. Yeah.
But he still,
I tried to find him.
he still had no right to put something else on George's plate.
Oh my God, how many shows is that now?
He's not gonna finish. I don't think this guy really values his fans, his readers.
Not at all.
Speaking of not
You know,
finishing,
based
we
on
got
some of the things
another
I've heard.
super chat.
Oh, this E. Clay Thomason for $5 says they call him George R. Startin because he can't finish anything he starts. That is freaking true, though. Thanks, E. Clay.
So sad about this.
I'm so sick. I'm so sick. All right, everybody. Now I'm sad. Let's call it a night. Unless you want to see Marvel being racist at their best. Okay, we'll take a really quick look at that.
We can look at it real quick.
What is this horse shit? This is Marvel at their best. So they stare at depicting Miles Morales as Thor Hood Asgard in the latest issue of What If. Look at Asgard. It's the Brooklyn Bridge with graffiti and graffiti on Mjolnir. Like, what the frig are they
And then
thinking?
there's also a girl in it who's called Hot Wings.
Oh, I thought she was
And he's
calling
wearing
out to Hot.
sneakers.
Are you serious?
Wow.
She's
Look at
called
this.
Hot Wings?
Oh my God.
Yep, her name's Hot Wings.
That's even racist for my taste.
Now that's a banger.
Even the racists are like, dang.
Yeah, they're just like, dang,
Just
you
can't
went
believe
there?
they actually did this. Yeah.
He right up to your face and dish you. Look at
That's
the
a KRS-One lyric. Yeah.
Oh
Is that
my,
even a
yes.
modern
I was
haircut?
just look at these are the Ice Giants with I thought that was like 2000, maybe like 98, but okay. They
And
Dude,
instead of
they-
by
they-
Odin's beard, he says by Odin's fade, I think.
By Odin's
Oh,
Fade.
God.
Yeah.
Are you?
Like, they must have had a great time writing this
Wow.
bullshit, man.
And all the
This is
all the-
worse
all
than
the-
like Mad Magazine.
He's
parody
wearing gold
racist.
chains.
on
He's
that
wear-
first page. It was all like
I gotta
rhymes.
shrink this. Yeah.
The like
Ain't
all
no
the dialogue
party.
or whatever is all just rhymes.
Are you
Ain't no
serious?
party like
So
an
he's
Ain't no
rapping
Asgard.
for the
party
whole
like an
thing?
Asgard party to an Asgard
Party.
party.
This is
Don't
exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about the whole. They just magnify a stereotype. That's all they do when they flip flop a character like
They,
this.
Hey,
they have
Thor
the,
got
they have
bars,
the
man.
chariots.
Thor got
They have the
bars.
chariots with rims on it. They have power lines that have shoes hanging off it.
Yes.
This is terrible. They do. They have
Graffiti
power
everywhere.
lines with shoes hanging off.
Well,
of
this
it.
is one of the reasons
you
why I
know
didn't
that-
like Into Spider-Verse.
Now, do people know the significance of the shoes and the power lines? Like,
Yeah.
do you
Usually
know
means
that's
someone was-
you're warning?
yeah.
You're warning that
Drug-
the cops are coming, or it's
Some
not
places it means someone's dead.
someone's. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Some
not-
places it means there's a drug dealer like just in the vicinity.
Yeah. Why is he not wearing one pant leg up, yo? This is so horrible.
And chariots having rims. I mean, like just
Oh my God! It's a half a car.
yeah.
This is some pretty racist shit.
And you know what's alarming is that I got told off, by a couple of people in my comment section because I called this thing out. Oh, you just
Yeah.
don't want to see black characters. I'm like,
Oh
bro.
my God.
That's
no,
the
you
sad
just want
thing
to
is
see
that
black
people-
characters treated with respect. This is
Yeah, they don't see it. They don't realize. Too many people, they don't have that self-awareness. They don't understand, man.
Man, and
Well,
a
the
lot of
person
them
that
too are
wrote
just,
it-
they just are so desperate to see black
That's pretty
characters that
desperate.
they
Yeah.
will
The
take
person-
anything. Because
the
they'll
person
tell
that
you,
wrote this
they'll say,
apologized.
well, what if we complain about everything, then they won't have any black characters. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
That's my position.
Because
Wow.
this ain't a black character. This is a
This is
minstrel.
a
This is
stereotype. It's a minstrel,
Right.
like you said.
And what's the definition of that? Is
This
that like,
caricature?
just a caricature, right?
Yeah.
Of like what you think
A
black culture
mockery.
is, a mockery. Okay.
yeah,
that-
like I
Yeah.
said, it's just accentuating stereotypes, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just horrible.
I mean, there's graffiti everywhere. Like that is not black culture graffiti.
I want to ask, do you guys think that there's anything necessarily wrong with stereotyping?
I do think it is when it's exaggerated.
I
and
agree
two,
with that.
when it's constant. Because the problem here is not just this one isolated incident.
Right.
Every single time they do
Yeah.
a race swap these days, they also degrade
Yeah.
the character at the same time.
Yeah,
Well, not
they-
just that. They've got
yeah.
a thing in there. Apparently about he's on a mission to go get some fried chicken.
Are you effing kidding?
Are
me?
you? That is. I can't even with that. Like no, but like look at this. Like this is like I said, Mad Magazine level with like the
Yes,
rims on the
that
fucking
almost looks
and
like
all
a
that
mad
shit.
character, like the ears and everything.
Well, it's not even the
and-
look; it's just the fact that they would go there, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah, and that's not Miles Morales either. Miles Morales is a big geeky kid. This
Yeah.
isn't even like.
This is terrible, man. This is
It wasn't got too-
embarrassing
too
for
super
everyone
chatty.
involved.
It's a waste of time and a waste of money. You could have given Miles a good comic, and people
Yeah.
would have bought it and it would have been fine. But you can't come up with anything creative, so you just do this instead.
You know what? I see my man Toxic Manflu. He said, "Jane and Mark, this was made for you." I can almost promise you, this was not made for us. This was made for people who will laugh and stereotype us.
Yeah.
This wasn't made for us at all.
Nope.
It's disgusting.
and that's the lie of it all. They try to
Or
act
it's,
like.
I love
or it's
Toxic.
the people that will sit there and watch it and go, "Yeah, look how oppressed he is. So, this is so bad. It needs fixing."
As long as there are floppy wieners everywhere, I'm fine. Toxic Man.
And sometimes what they'll do too is they'll put out trash like this for people to complain about it, for there to be
Right.
backlash, and then they'll say, "Oh well, we tried to give you something.
How
weren't happy
fucked
with
up
it."
is that though, Jane? Like, the idea that this had to be done deliberately, and that to me is like, we're not just black culture, that they're treating us all as stupid. And when the fans speak out, we're the wrong ones for speaking out against
Well-
something so disgustingly stereotypical of like the wrong black culture that you want to see, the graffiti, the sneakers, like it's just messed up.
And they've got
These
the
are the
audacity
same-
to
these are the
call
same
us
people.
racists for fucking
Exactly,
giving
and here's the
Obi-Wan Kenobi
difference.
legitimate criticism.
Here's the difference. Like, yeah, like if we were to say something that somebody would go, well, that's kind of racist, and you explain to us why that may be considered racist, we'd be like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I'll never fucking do that again.
Right.
You go at these fuckers and go, this is racist. They're like, are you insane? I never would be, blah, 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 and they lose their fucking minds like a typical SJW. But it's like, you look at this shit, and it's making me sick to my fucking stomach.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Cosmic
just,
Vader. Yeah.
like,
'Cause you
it's
gotta
minstrel
figure it's
show
supposed to be
fucking
a
bad.
God. It's supposed to be a god.
A god.
And they have them acting this way. It's like, if you have a doctor or a lawyer or
Yeah.
something, but you want them to be a black doctor or lawyer, and
It's
you're going to
another
have
hood
them.
doctor.
Yeah. So you're showing these little kids who are reading this that,
They don't
this
want
is
to
just
get
who
fried
you are.
chicken too.
But this is the worst part, Mark. It's not even like it's even
Well,
if
it's saying that they can't
considered
do anything better.
well, but it's not even
Right.
considered just hood, like low income. Fine, show somebody coming up from a low income area, which I guess a god could, but you're showing the worst part of it. You're showing he just does his hip hop yo, and look at his hair yo, and it's like this is something some token white dude drew and was like, this is fly, man. My one black friend's gonna love this. I know a black guy.
Well,
I
I,
do.
think it was
But
the
the
Latino
only
guy that wrote it, and he has apologized for it.
Really?
He didn't at
Oh,
first
fuck his
though.
apology.
Initially he pushed back
I wanna
against the
see
it.
criticism. And the
He's
thing
only
too,
apologizing because there's a lot of black artists that went straight after him for it.
you did have
He knew what he was
Miles
doing.
Morales, who is very much stereotypical,
Right.
but at least
Right.
it's in some sort of context.
Right. But
Like
he's a dork
child,
usually.
he's in a
yeah.
particular neighborhood, it's part of his actual culture as a character.
Yep.
This is very different from that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you're supposed to be a god, then you're different now. I mean, actually, that was a little bit of my criticism with Chris Hemsworth too. It's like, Thor, he speaks a certain way.
Mhm.
He carries himself a certain way.
Yep.
Once he goes into being Thor. So if you're going to be, some kid from the street and stuff, and you're just going to represent that even as a god, that is problematic. If you're like Spider-Man and you're just a kid, then
Yeah.
you can represent yourself that way. But not this character. It doesn't work.
Right.
They went out of their way to do this.
Exactly. And I mean, this comes off even worse than like I felt with Spider-Verse. because I mean that was like, it's pushing it because it's like they amped up the stereotypes. This is just like fucking insane.
Well, you see what he does here.
Yes,
Spider-Verse, they were dealing with kids, and kids. Can
I'm
be cruel on
Jewish
that.
and Mexican, so I can't be criticized for it.
Hey,
Yeah,
there you
can.
go, Jane. You got to throw that out, right?
You totally can.
While I lived a different experience through my own Jewish and Mexican background, I still know inauthenticity. Oh, my shit.
Inauthenticity.
Thank you very much, Jane. That's why I love you. Hurts. And I'm sorry this failed on that front. Well, if you know it hurts and you know it's not authentic, why the hell did you put it out in the first place?
So what he's saying is, all I have to do is become Mexican, and I can get away with being racist.
Yeah.
Oh, it's also being Jewish.
Right.
But here's the thing.
No,
Here's my question. If you're Hispanic, we'll just go with that, okay? And this is a Hispanic character.
yes.
Why aren't you offended? Like, why aren't you self-aware enough to understand that just like you're stereotyping him, that is also how actual racists
Yes.
see you.
Yes.
But you don't even see how you're promoting
That's how
and
blind
feeding
they are.
into racist
Yeah.
ideology that applies to you.
I mean, this is
Just
what
like
they
you're
used
pointing
to
it
do.
at
He's
us.
not identifying that way. He's identifying with that other thing that he says he is as well. I think.
Mhm.
This is-
Right.
Yeah, and that's
Exactly.
the
But
ugly
Jane,
truth of it.
that's the funny thing. These are the caricatures they did turn his century Irish and black and Jewish in certain areas to dehumanize them. That's
Right.
what you get from this. It's a caricature. It's a perfect
And
way
that's
of
the
putting
problem.
it. That's scary.
He's the sort of person that would put up a black box of Black Lives Matter, but then as soon as Mark disagrees with him, we'll call him an Uncle Tom. That's the
Hey.
sort of people that you're dealing with.
I deal with that all the time, and
Oh.
we've seen that all over Twitter in the last couple of days. You know, all of a sudden, everything is just turned into threatening black people for some reason about this whole,
Yeah,
you know,
why
this
is it
whole
weird?
Roe versus Wade.
I have
thing.
seen the N word more
That's why.
times in the last 24 hours online than I ever did when we were supposedly using that word towards Riva or any of these other people in the last 5, 6, 7 years. It's crazy. It's fucking
Yeah.
insane.
It's
I really hope
messed
Data
up.
Racer is out there taking those screen grabs, man.
Oh,
Because
you
a
know
lot of
he is,
people,
bro.
yeah, a lot of people need to be remembered for this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we're going to
Absolutely.
call it a night on that, guys. Thank you, everybody. That's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
We're not
of
going
you
to do the
amazing-
Willow thing?
Oh, shit. Yes. No, we have to. Do you have it?
Yes, I got it.
I'm sorry. I need to go, guys.
Oh, you're going to miss
All
it.
right, brother.
You're going to miss Willow.
Yeah. Sorry, I do need to go.
We
Thank
love
you
you,
for
buddy.
having me on. Yeah. Come
What
over.
you got working on?
subscribe. I've come up with a couple of ideas to break down some the Obi-Wan Kenobi series into a couple of videos. So I've got a couple of ideas there that I'm going to start putting together. I've already started working on one script, so I've got to get that done. Other than that, it's going to be Casual Rage coming up this week, and I'm hoping to do a video or two on a couple of news topics. We'll see what happens. I'm so it's so funny. I'm like over Star Wars, but
I get it.
I'm that much of a Star Wars fan that I just need to know what they're doing to destroy it, basically. So
Isn't
that's
that
where I'm at
sad
with
that we've gotten to that point where we're no longer fans, but we have to follow it to know how bad they're destroying it?
Monetize your
Yeah.
pain, right? I know that's what you
Yes.
can do. Monetize your pain.
Monetize your pain, brother.
That's it. That's it.
We
but
love you,
again,
man.
thank you guys. Good to be here, and thanks for having me. See you, chat. Have a good one. Enjoy it. Bye.
Love you, Rhino.
Take care.
Love you, brother. All right. So, Willow, what's going on with this, Tom?
Well, I'm a fan of the original 1988 film.
Awesome.
And I've known about this for some time. In fact, I talked to Clint Howard a little bit about it a couple of years back. Yeah, I was kind of interested in it. And then we saw that first look at it, and I'm like, where are all the little people? All the new characters I see are like
Average
full-size
size,
people, average size people, whatever you want to call them.
I don't know
Yeah.
what the real term is.
Regular humans? I don't know. That was
dwarves.
bad. I know I said that on purpose. No, I'm fully aware of what I said there.
We,
It was
we,
on
we,
purpose.
call, we call them proper people.
Yes. No, y'all know I love midgets.
Oh, we're getting
Anyway,
so
the point
canceled.
is that's where I was upset because I didn't get any of my little people in my Willow. I'm like, are they planning on having any little people in the little people story or, anyway, so I just happened to stumble across this character kind of trailer thing. It talks about all the characters and has goes to behind the scenes interview footage. And in the midst of the few flashes of footage that's in the trailer, we get this,
Right.
which is clearly leading into some sort of lesbianic kiss.
Oh, we both said the same thing.
Surprise,
That's awesome.
surprise, surprise.
And hey, wait a minute. Isn't that someone we know on the left?
Yes, of course. That is the
Oh, no, that
Miss
is her,
Bestest
isn't it?
Eva from Solo and what was that? The Falcon and Winter
Oh,
Soldier.
that's,
and,
Freckle Jesus.
yes, Hyper Jesus.
Hyper
And then on the right there is a character called Kit. Well, interestingly enough, Kit
Doesn't even look like a car.
claims to be the child of Sasha, who we all know married Mad Mardigan at the end of Willow, and they adopted Elora Danan as their own. So that means she is either another child, and we haven't got a chance to see who Elora Danan is, because there's like 1 or 2 people in the cast list that don't have a name, and they're probably more age appropriate to where she would be. Or she's gonna turn out to be Elora Danan on top of it all.
Oh,
so not
my
only,
God.
so no, you know what I'm saying? So like,
So the baby is now got to be a lesbian.
well, of course,
Of course.
or at least her sister is, let's say, or
And the
Is she
biracial
holding a pair of
character-
scissors in her hand?
Got to have the
biracial
biracial
character is a servant.
oh, lovely.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what now?
Are you
No.
serious? Yeah.
No.
You're probably
Yeah.
right. You know what, Jane? The worst part
Do you
is
guys want to
we have
watch this thing? It's like
yes.
3 minutes long.
You know what?
like-
I got 3 minutes.
I called
All
it
right.
and when this was announced that this is going to be woke and terrible.
Oh, I knew. Yeah, as soon as I saw the thing. I mean, I had little faith at first because I knew Ron Howard had some involvement, but I realized now that he has very little, and John Kasdan is the guy who's behind most of this
Bait
shit.
and switch.
Into the unknown.
Is it too loud or?
No, it's fine.
That's where we must go. You know, I played the character when I was 17 years old, and for me, it was a huge deal back then for me to be a central character in a movie.
Calm down.
You're
Kaya,
17?
Tomorrow's my big day.
I always looked back and thought, you know...
Yeah, he was actually only 12 when he played Wicket.
That's crazy. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yep.
I thought he was in his
He was
40s.
taller back then.
No, he was only 17 when he played Willow.
How
Yeah.
he's grown.
Oh, people shrink when they get older.
Is that Peter Dinklage back there?
No, but it looks
Dude,
a lot
stop.
like him. It
I
might be
know, I
his
was gonna say, I
dad.
don't
They all
remember
look
if he
like
was
Peter
being in
Dinklage,
Willow.
bro.
Wait a minute.
No,
the
like
two
the
of
way-
them look like Peter Dinklage.
Oh, no,
No,
not that
there's
one.
more.
So.
Look in the background. There's some more Peter Dinklages back
Yeah,
there.
there's Peter Dinklage everywhere. That's why
That really
he
did
just-
look like
he
him.
wants to play every dwarf in Snow White. That's son
So
of a
much
bitch.
Peter Shrinklage.
Jane, you all
Digitally
right?
put him in over everybody.
Girl, damn.
Damn,
I was a bit
Dinklage.
older, I could do a better job of that. Even though people said I was good, coming back to it now I'm 52, I'm older and wiser, and I hope I'm a better actor now.
I
And so
love
to
him.
step into those shoes again and play the character was really fabulous. Especially the way it was written. You know, we really leaned into the fact now he's an older man. He maybe still isn't the best sorcerer in the world.
There you go. There it is.
There you go.
That's it.
That's the key right there. They
That's it.
tore him down, and he's no longer the best sorcerer in the world.
He's only had 4 decades to work on his craft, but
What
whatever.
a shame. We all know how to spot this now.
Oh my god.
Mhm. Okay, now here's Kit. Okay, this is supposedly the daughter of Sasha, who I would assume also be the daughter of Mad Mardigan, unless it's Elora Danan.
It's her magic. What I liked about her, and I think the fans will agree, yes, she's changed. It's been a while. She's the same person. She just has dealt with a few things along the way, and her life's a bit different now. But at the core, it's Sasha.
Lose your skirt?
Still got what counts.
Not for long.
So I play a character called Jade. And immediately was just in love with Jade and in love with this
Man,
character.
Carrot Top
and
needs to
There
work
was the
out.
flash. I don't know if you
Wanted to play her
caught it
when
there.
I-
There was
Yep.
where
They
I
did
saw
it
that.
so fast, dude. You caught
Yeah.
that quick, bro.
I did too. I was just like, whoa, wait, what? It just stuck out to me like a sore thumb.
with Jade and in love with this
Right there,
character
wow, see?
and
That
instantly
dude
wanted
next
to
to
play
her
her.
looks like the
when
guy from
I found
Red
out that I got the
Sonja.
role,
Or
it
not
was
Red
just
Sonja,
I was on the
Conan.
plane. I was just outrageously swearing,
Looks
and
like
everyone was
Carrot
like, "Oh my
Top.
god, she needs to calm down." And I was like, "You have no idea. You have no idea. This is insane."
I play Kit Tanthalos. She is Sorsha and Mad Mardigan's daughter, and she is a princess of Galador. She is a
She
rebel
looks like a
princess
boy.
of sorts. She doesn't necessarily totally
Gotta-
accept her
it's
role.
no longer
in
Pixie.
this
She
royal
looks like a
family.
dude.
A lot of the show for Kit is discovering herself and learning to love.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, see, here's the
Discovering
other thing
herself.
too. Yeah. And she says she doesn't want to be a princess. Well, that's probably because she's going to end up finding out she's supposed to be one of the greatest sorceresses ever.
Fuck.
Always the
But
same.
this one, David Hasselhoff to come in and be like, Kit,
See, they don't even know how to do this right. They actually had a character set up who could be a strong female. And they still fuck it up.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough.
Like, didn't we all want to see her grow into a powerful female, like
Yeah.
a princess that becomes a mighty queen?
But no, she can't just do that. Everybody else has to be terrible. She has to be the bestest ever. And you have your little diversity hire who is diminished in terms of what she is because she's just, that's her.
Well, here's my other speculation, because I wish I knew more about this, because we don't know if she's actually going to wind up being a Laura Dannon or not. She might be the actual biological daughter of Sorsha and Mad Mardigan. But what'll happen then, because what you'll end up having then is you don't have a bad guy. So who's the bad guy? Alora Dannon, probably.
Right.
So then she's going to have to fight her own fucking sister. And the reason Alora went bad is dun 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 dun, because Willow is a shitty teacher, just like Luke. That's my speculation. You have it here, folks.
Yep.
We will see in a few
I'm
months.
sure you're
when this
right.
drops.
I'm sure you're
That's
right.
a sporking
It's the
fact.
only thing they know how to do.
But yeah, that's pretty much where it goes from there. It just talks about her, finding herself and all this shit, and just shows some
why
more
she
stuff
looks
from
like
the
a
show.
dude.
And there's a couple other characters. They're all women, strong
All
women's, and then like,
Fucking A, man.
then like a very gay kind of sounding John Kasdan comes on and talks some shit.
Oh God, I'm.
You can
done.
find that on
Already gearing
IMDb.
up.
They're trying to
already
part of the
gearing
plot
up to
too is-
blame the fans. You know, toxic fans, get ready.
They're trying to save a boy. Who was it? Somebody's brother.
That could be too. I don't know. I didn't catch that part, but I was like just so tuned out after that. I was like,
I
fuck
remember
this
they're
noise.
trying to save a male. I just don't remember.
But yeah, well, because the other thing is Val Kilmer is not in it, but they said that they pay homage to him, so that means he's probably. It
Dead.
probably starts with his fucking funeral.
It's either he's dead or he's a deadbeat dad,
Or both.
or both. Yeah, or both.
That's why the sisters are fighting.
Oh God.
One thing
I can't
for
do
sure,
it.
I don't know for sure. That's
Everybody
all
better love it.
speculation.
You know what I mean?
Everybody-
Everybody better love it.
You better
If
not
you
fight
say
it,
one
guys.
thing, yeah.
Sorry, I know it sounds like I'm broadcasting from Chicago if you hear those explosions, but they're actually decided to do fireworks this week for some reason. Where I'm
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, fireworks are America.
Jake
America.
I don't even know what to say anymore, guys. But it has been 2 hours, 2.5 hours. One of our longer shows. Thank you for staying with us, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you to the chat for staying with us. Anybody working on anything? Jane, anything coming up? Mark?
Go away. I don't believe in magic anymore. I want to die. Jake Willow.
Jake Willow.
The time of the wizards is dead.
It's done.
Just tomorrow, the stream on Nina Infinity's channel. We're
Yep.
going to be talking about something interesting.
Something. Something. But we will, and we'll enjoy it. How about you, Mark? 11,000 subs.
Yeah, you know,
I'm so happy for you.
You know, Tom is probably down there like, that's cute. But just thank you. You know, thank you for everybody who's been hanging in there with me and all that stuff. Anyone who hasn't been, come on by the channel and you get to see me goofing off and be silly, but at the same time, try my best to make a few points, you know, that you might find to be interesting.
They're important points too.
Yeah.
Mr. Grant?
Yeah, I'll be working on a retrospective video on Kenobi, breaking down why, even if you don't know anything about Star Wars, why it's from a filmmaker's point of view, why it's a bad way of doing sequels.
Right. Thank you. And Tom, thank you
Keely.
for being here. What
Yeah,
you
no
working
problem, man. And as far as the whole subscription thing, no, I try to, always keep my head level when it comes to that shit, because I always remember that I got a shot with Midnight's Edge, and that's why I've always tried to, encourage others to do their best to keep trying and pushing, even when it doesn't seem like this YouTube thing's working out for them necessarily. And, it's not cut out for everybody, but I see a lot of folks, especially here on this panel, and some I know that are in the chat that do the same thing, and just keep pushing, keep doing it. If you love it, if you want to get your voice heard, it's the only way to do it. This is why I won't vacate like Twitter and stuff like that when people are like, oh, it's a horrible place. Yeah, it's a horrible place, but it's also, if we keep jumping ship to this place or that place, then all we're doing is getting scattered. We're stronger together than we are apart, and that's the most important thing. And
Amen, man.
to me, that subscription numbers don't mean shit. It's the fact that we all have a fellowship of people here that support one another. We may not always agree on everything, and that's the beauty of it, is we can actually have a disagreement and still be friends and not, walk away from each other, in hatred like some other people do.
I love learning from you guys. I learned so much. It teaches us all that no matter how old you are, you can still learn, man. You can still learn. I just appreciate
every week
everybody.
on this show. I learn that we can sink to a whole new.
Oh my God,
level
we're really
on
good
here.
at it. We are really good at it.
What the fuck
Like
are
I think
you talking about?
I think the bar is set so low already, but no, every week we keep just busting that.
To everyone who wanted to see Edwin tonight, he might come on next week, but here he is. First to know, my pronouns are so thank you.
You should do TikToks with that.
I have to. Maybe I gave up.
Edwin's
on TikTok,
probably
but
trying to
I might have
get
bring it
pregnant
back.
so they can have an abortion. So
Yeah, well, he thought Roe versus Wade, he thought it was actually a sushi roll. So he's very confused right now, but he's working really hard to figure that all out. But thank you to
maybe
everyone.
some of them think it's a sex maneuver or a sexual orientation, and that's why they're freaking out so much. I mean,
Toxic Man Flew for $2 says, I want a hug now, Tom. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Come here, you big galoot.
I love you, man. All right, guys, have a great night. Thank you, everybody. Keep in touch. Aluminum Spork Monday night. I think we're going to have a generic show where we just talk about some of the new footage of UFOs and some stuff out there right now. So make sure you guys check in. We'll probably have an amazing special guest. Not really. Oh, no, wait.
That kind of freaks me out a little bit.
There could be a final Death Star on. So I got to confirm with him, but he's supposed to be on this Monday. So if you know Final Death Star, he's one of the boys. He hasn't been on for like months on YouTube because he's doing good in his real life. And
wait, this all makes sense now. That's why there's 2 Death Stars to begin with. Vader remembered they tricked him with the first ship.
Right.
So he was like, sitting there one night and he's like, what we really need is 2 Death Stars, and they will think they blew up one and then fooled you. We've got a much bigger one we're building.
There you go.
I think that'll work. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the music, but I think the music worked just fine.
The music worked perfectly. Good night, everybody.
Darth Vader comes up with his best plans in the elevator.
I know.
Yes,
Tom,
he does.
YouTube gold.
Actually, that's the bathroom.
I'm in the executive lounge.
You got to say with that awesome voice, the message.
The message is what matters most. Lesbian power throughout the galaxy can be yours and mine. Well, not mine because I'm a man, but if I go trans, then I can be.